Tony D. I got my man Fireman Rich in the building from the Morning Coffee on Twitch, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 5:30, 6 a.m. ish. Around that time frame, check them out. Got Michael George Bathurst, one of the original live streamers I ever started live streaming with, and his antics. He's all over the place like I am. Gentlemen, appreciate you all for being here. What's going on? Any recaps we need to cover? Run it.
I wish I could watch the game.
Well,
I feel bad, Like I thought this was a professional production. We could just watch it right on the background there, man. You're not worried about anything. We get going. Yeah. And what's this annex thing? What are you talking about? I'm Mr. Professional. You're all over the place.
I'm professional when I do it.
We had a good show this morning. Thank you, buddy. That was
That's
good.
good.
What was that man's name that came on? Do you remember his name?
Yeah, you met him before I did.
Yeah, Tim Brown,
Tim Brown, yes, it was.
professional
Okay.
speaker,
He
great
does have an
guy.
invite. He did request to come up here. He has an invite. He said he may be running late. He's
Yes.
got things going on, which is fine.
Did
So
you know your latest sponsor is Taco Bell in the background there? Did
never
you
heard
see?
that. Golf
Yeah.
Hawk, what's good? Welcome aboard. You got a request. I mean, you got an invite to come up here as well, dude. Just so you know.
The more the merrier.
Absolutely.
We'd love to have you here. We really would. Especially if you have any insight and you
The
agree
champ
with
is
me.
here.
The champ is here.
He won the league last season, so he is the champ. He's correct.
Oh, good for him.
He is correct.
Is he camera shy?
I've never seen him come up, so I'm gonna say yes. I've never seen him.
Oh,
He
okay.
is a follower of Nonsensical Nonsense Podcast. I met him over there. He
Mhm.
joined the league out of respect and appreciation, and I do thank him for that.
Interesting. So the ad that Tony had on Twitch, was it Taco Bell? I saw Taco Bell on the screen.
I had an ad for real.
Fireman Rich.
no, that's my broadcast. I'm simulcasting to my
So
broadcast.
you're promoting Taco Bell. If anybody should promote Taco Bell, it should be Tony D. Like he probably keeps them in business.
I could promote.
That's up to Twitch as far as the ads and stuff like that.
I could
so.
promote at least 20 different.
Hey, Des. Hi, Tony.
Yes,
So nice.
Des.
Hey, Des.
Des. Thank you, dude. I saw on Heckler.
And just to give you an update on the game, Kansas City just scored again, so it's 14-0 with 2 minutes and 31 seconds left in the game.
Right.
So what's going on there? I thought Tyreek was gonna fire up the field and show everybody his dominance and make everybody quiver in their boots, and it would be. He was
The
talking
game
like
is-
that. He was
The
talking
game
like
is a
that.
tough game. It's going back, but Kansas City is, from what I've seen in the first half so far, they're going back and forth.
Yeah.
There's tough defense on both ends, but Kansas City has a slight edge. They went down right at the beginning of the game, less than 3 minutes. They got a touchdown, so I think they're establishing themselves.
Yeah. For those that don't know,
Are we killing flies?
no, Rich got some work going on in the background. It is all good. I'm not gonna mess with anybody's life. Des says she's watching the game as well. And you're in Kansas. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's on the NFL Network. I don't have NFL Network. NFL Network, I got to tell y'all something.
Tell me.
I don't know how we got to pay that much a month, and we don't get that many games up there. That would be a personal grade for me. I actually had it before and was looking forward to games. You did have Thursday Night Football. I gave you that. But there were no other NFL games. It's a lot of NFL talk, and I'm not mad at you for that. But for me, we get enough sports talk from ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for the games. If you get a network of the league, I'm looking for the games. But I have to understand the contracts. I have to understand the spreading of the wealth, and I have to understand making sure that you expand everything that you have.
Right.
For the love of God. If you're going to have a network, show the games.
There in the chat, Des says she added the NFL Network just for the Chiefs game. There is a true fan right there.
Yeah. Kansas City's out for retribution at the. Oh, absolutely. You already know this. They're trying to get back to the Super Bowl. Hands down. Gentlemen, last week, any recaps we need to cover? Go for it.
What do you want to do, Rich?
Oh, my God.
No, go ahead. I don't have my thing up for the that's the one thing I'm
You don't have your thing up.
No, I don't have my my notes up for last. But
What was your favorite? What was your favorite game last week?
Probably the Bills. Bills won. as far as that goes. There was some good football. It was sort of I think it's just like today. The games are going to be flat at the 1:00. We have the game that's going on right now. It's high end, and then we got the Dallas. Last week was like that. There was, last evening there or last week the evening game Pittsburgh. No, that was Thursday. But did Pittsburgh play Sunday night? I can't remember. I got to have the list up here. But
can I mention a game?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is that okay? No, I just didn't want to be rude because
No, you're good.
I have a tendency to be rude, so I didn't want to be rude. Okay.
I don't know where that's coming from, Mike. I never expect.
I don't know. Well,
it's not us.
We used to talk about the Jaguars, and a lot of people were, not too certain on the Jaguars. I don't know why. They just felt like maybe they were stale at the beginning. I think he was injured. What do you guys think at the beginning? But last week they beat a great opponent, the Steelers, 20-10.
Good call.
Here's the other one that blew my mind last week, and I don't get it. The Eagles have a really rough time beating the Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
The Commanders have their number. Like it was 38-31. Like Looney.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Pittsburgh did lose last week. Thank you for reminding me. Like that was a big game right there. And Philadelphia, I don't know. Maybe it's the NFC. I think that's an NFC thing, to be honest.
But it's always close. It's always like the Commanders. Like certain teams have other teams' numbers. I really think for some reason the Chiefs seem to have Miami's number.
Well, the Broncos last week, that was one game, I guess, to mention. I'm just looking at my notes. The Broncos beating the Chiefs last week, but they coughed the ball up 4 times, 2 interceptions from Mahomes, 2 fumbles, and that was the thing of the game. But the NFC has always been tough on each other as far as that goes. There's not a clear-cut winner per se.
We had a show. We talked about the Steelers, how much we liked them. We talked about the schedule. We thought they would do well. But I went through a lot of heat earlier in this year about liking the Jaguars, and there was some references of me.
I think your insight on the Jaguars is spot on now. It's just
well, of course they do. But when I was on the crack pipe, you guys were saying, get away from the Jaguars. And I always said, look, I only smoke a little. That's all I said.
Yeah, but
go ahead, Tony.
But how little is the question?
Yes. It's like that old joke. I don't drink anymore, and I don't drink any less.
No, it just your prediction was right. Mine was. I guess it was just beginning of the season. I don't have high hopes, but you had really high hopes for Jaguars, and they're playing good ball. They have potential. I think they're in the hunt to make the playoffs.
The other team I had high hopes for, and there was a lot of blank stares, and some jokes about the coach, was a team. I think they're called the Lions from Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
And there were people who were like, Michael, you don't know anything about football. You're Canadian. I know that's the closest town.
Are you on another show or what? Yeah.
No, this is what people were saying in the comments to me in my own show.
Oh, okay. Because I think we've been on the same page since day one on the season for the Lions and so.
Yeah, and a lot of people just didn't. They just didn't see it. Does anybody feel, including Tony, that we are just going to see the same final we saw last year?
That's my original prediction, yes.
Are the Panthers going to win more games now that they've won one game?
I'll give them 5 games max this season.
Well, who do you think is in the playoff picture right now, as far as that goes?
Oh, I like that. I like that.
Tony, for the AFC, who's your top 4 in the AFC right now to make it? And I can tell you what the experts are saying.
Tell me what the experts say first.
Kansas City, Miami, Buffalo, and Cincinnati.
Buffalo, on the experts, they're down in 6, but the top 4 would be Chiefs, Dolphins, Jaguars, and Ravens right now. Steelers come in after that, Bills, and then Browns for the AFC.
The Ravens are going to fall in the playoffs. They always do.
They'll make the playoffs. This is making the playoffs as far as that goes.
Making the playoffs, top 4.
Clinching a playoff side, yeah.
Kansas City, Miami, Buffalo, Cincinnati.
And oddly enough, the Jets are on the fence right now. Jets and Bengals is 8 and 9. Even the Texans, they got
the Jets are going to be on the fence till they make it.
Yeah.
Until they.
If we were going to go top 5 teams, guessing, not logic right now. What do you think are at the end of the year the top 5 teams? Let's do that, if that's okay.
Eagles, Chiefs, Dolphins, Bills. I don't
Oh,
see
Kansas City
anybody
just
else.
scored again. Oh, wow, nice.
I don't see anybody else NFC comfortable. I put Seattle up there.
Yes, yeah,
I put Seattle.
Seattle. Well, so they got Seattle in. Are they in the on the fence here? Where are they at?
People are going to be on the fence with them for a minute.
Yeah. No, Seahawks. They're on the NFC. They got Eagles, Lions, Seahawks, Falcons, Cowboys, and 49ers and Vikings for the first 7.
Mm-hmm.
So I would agree with everything. Dolphins. I think Dolphins are not. They'll make maybe a wild card because I think Chiefs are they're showing something today.
Mhm.
That they're and I think the Bills, depending on what the Bills, I got to back up the Bills because the big factor is the Bills. I think that Miami will make the playoffs. Right now, they have them ahead of the Bills. Just are down there in the lower part, but we'll see if they can change their woes like Kansas City because last week's loss to the Broncos, that was just a bad day in the office for Kansas City. I would feel, and they're just going to march on.
Someone murdering your cat?
No, that's the missus. She's doing a DIY project there as far as putting some trim up in the kitchen there.
Okay. It honestly sounds like someone's torturing a cat. The here's what I think's coming down the pipe. I think the Chargers will do a little better at the end and maybe get a wild card spot. I am hoping that the Browns will somehow get a wild card because I would love to see them play in the, but that is defying logic. But this is like a hope, right? But if you're talking just logic, pure logic, and we're talking AFC right now, is that what we're doing? Okay, sorry. Dolphins, Bills, Chiefs, Chargers, Ravens,
We have
and then
Captain Rehab.
and then I would say, teams that could maybe take it all. And you guys are going to think I'm crazy. The Jaguars.
I will bet against that right now. Understandable.
And
I will bet against it right now. I'm not
I
convinced.
think they have a better chance than the looniness that you hear about from the Cowboys all the time.
Well, the Cowboys and the Ravens kind of in the same boat right now. They'll get real good, then something will stop them.
You know what? The Cowboys to me are the Bills this year. Sorry.
Maybe.
The Bills show up sometimes. That's the sad truth. If they really want it, and it all comes down to Josh Allen. Am I wrong or?
It's more than Josh Allen.
Okay. Who is it?
I will say that by now because it's the rest of the team. He does
the rest of the team. Yeah, I would agree with that. The rest of the team.
And there's no disrespect against them, but they get stopped. The 49ers are a team I forgot about. And that's due to their injuries.
I think the 49ers have a better chance than the Dolphins to go all.
I tend to disagree because they got stopped last year in playoffs.
Well, that was last year. This is a new year, and I guess I don't have any faith in the Dolphins because the first half of this game, what I'm seeing with the Dolphins, I think it's coming true. They're playing against a top tier team, and they're getting their butts kicked right now.
Yeah,
21-0.
People have been saying that over and over again. You're right. If they have anybody
exposed, is what you're telling me. Gotcha.
For some reason, they can lock up their speed where other teams can't.
And they're still, the speed. They're dangerous with that speed.
But for some reasons, maybe it's better coaching. They seem to know how to lock them up.
Give Tyreek Hill the ball. Stop playing. Rich, you got your numbers from last week
Yeah, I got those. Let me get it up here real quick. I had those on my earlier broadcast this morning.
Dylan Fink is back. Dylan, how you doing?
For week 8, just bear with me for a second.
Sure. We can wait.
People leave come home. Ingram, obvious player as a starter, but don't make any comments against the Browns. Deal with Clinton Tuesday.
And there's the.
I got you, Rich. I'm just trying to look at this question.
I didn't have it. I forgot. I usually put it in a different format, but I have it on the thing.
It's
here.
okay. It's okay.
I don't know if you can.
Dylan, I'm not sure about this one. I ain't gonna lie to you.
But you can see that. Where the hell is it? I can't. Is it
Let me
showing?
look at this for a second. No, not yet. You haven't put it up to be presented as a screen share.
Oh shit. Okay, hang on for a minute. Let me go ahead and talk about something else while I work
Yeah,
on
I'm
this.
gonna look up these numbers he's asking me about. Charbonnet as a running back, Ingram or Gainwell. I can't lie to you. Something's telling me Gainwell. I got to look up what Ingram I'm going to have. Yes. Mark Ingram. Now, this is what I thought it was. Mark Ingram has been around for me. He has not been putting up the numbers he's supposed to. Hang on, Mike. Stop taking over.
I haven't done anything. I just put it in the side there.
I got you. I got to get off Mike.
I haven't done anything.
Dylan, let me go ahead and throw this out there. Someone's telling me to tell you take Gainwell over the others first. Charbonnet is the running back. If he's starting, take him. Ingram's been around for a minute. I don't trust him right now. I can't lie. I don't trust him right now. Also slightly projected to win full PPR Hollywood. MT or Downs like Mike T. Rehab, shut up. Like MT, Floor, Downs, I love, but injury still playing. I feel like Indy can win. Will run all game today against Carolina. Indy should. I just don't know their quarterback situation. I'm not comfortable with their quarterback situation. I'm not comfortable with their quarterback situation. I'm going to tell you take Hollywood. Last week I told you Michael Thomas. This week I would tell you take Hollywood.
Yeah. I would say the same.
Yeah. Last week I told you Michael Thomas. This week I would tell you take Hollywood. Downs I'm not sure about. Check the numbers. Check the trend over the season. Check the trend over the season.
He's solid too.
Yeah. He go rehab. Gainwell over Ingram, you fool. Okay. Like I said, prove me wrong. And then I have support from the champ. No, I'm good. Thank you. I got to see Ingram. Ingram's got to put some numbers up. I'm not hearing, seeing, or even impressed. Gainwell's been in the game for a minute, and he's been a backup a lot because I believe he was in Philadelphia. If he got a chance to get the ball, he's going to run it. He's going to look like Tony Pollard out there if he gets the ball enough. Dylan, appreciate the request and the question.
Okay, there's the numbers, Tony. I got it up.
No, you fine. I got to find Bathurst. There, they're good. Bathurst still there. Cool. 1 second. Let me throw Bathurst up there.
There is the.
Hang on, Rich. Run it,
okay.
Mike.
You have to play the video.
No, you got to play it. You got it.
Oh, I have to hit it, not you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just learning here.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, here you go.
So, Steph, what did you make of the Leonard Fournette signing, and just what are your impressions of him so far?
It's only day 2. I kind of had an existing relationship with L, so I know how good of a player he is. I know how hard he works, and I know what he brings to this football team, so it's exciting to have him. Definitely going to be another great addition to our offense, and so it's something exciting. More so, he's a good teammate. He's fun to be around.
Steph, last game, it seemed like early on when you guys were, going up tempo, no huddle, things were really clicking. What about that allows you guys to just go out there and play fast and free? I guess that's kind of what it looked like.
Yeah, I feel like we got a lot of guys on offense, smart guys, smart players that can move around, be in different spots, and being out there, we kind of figure it out as we were out there. Not too much anxiety, not too much thinking, more so just playing fast and playing what you see. So I feel like it brings Josh another layer of, being comfortable having guys out there, smart guys that can be in different spots, can run the whole tree and kind of still get open. I think it gives them confidence, and, it kind of showed.
That's something that, is that something that helped you guys get out to that fast start last game?
I don't really know. Every game is different. We've had games where we didn't go up tempo and we had a pretty good start. We had plenty of games that we didn't have a good start. So I can't attribute to it to nothing but executing better. Executing better, whether we're going fast or slow. Executing at a high level is going to be a key thing for any game.
Understanding that every game is different, like you just said,
yeah.
How much of a step forward might that have been for this offense, given maybe where it was and going into a game Sunday night where you're probably going to have to score?
I mean, you hope so. I mean, you can't do nothing but roll the dice and hope so. More so just creating the right habits in practice during the week. Every game is different, you know. Can't look at last game and say, oh, there's going to be plenty of carryover. This is a brand new game. It's a different football team. There's some similarities, but a way different football team. They score.
Does he seem smug to you?
No.
What do you think?
Leonard Fournette will add to your offense. Hands down, no question.
No, he seems pretty composed, but compared to what I've seen him on the sideline, when he's on the sideline and he doesn't get his way, his nonverbal and stuff like that, I think he's very composed, and he's doing a really good interview right now after the game. So
it's a great interview, honestly.
Can I play one more quickly? Just a smidgen. One more. It's okay because it does flow with this. You don't trust me. I'm not doing anything weird. I promise.
You're weird. Go for it.
Welcome to Buffalo, by the way. When did you find out, that this might be happening when you getting traded?
What's today? Thursday? Trade deadline was Tuesday. So probably like Tuesday, like 3 something. Yeah.
What was your reaction?
My initial reaction at first, because Goody called me at first, I thought it was like a joke. For me, because he ain't say too much. He just was like, we're trading you. And then, like, it was over. The conversation was over. I just hung up. You know what I mean? And then, like, I'm sitting there, and then, like, Mark Murphy called me. And, like, he got a voice that's like, it's him. So I'm like, oh, nah, this ain't no joke. And he was like, yeah, we're trading you to the Bills. He was like, man, I just want to say I appreciate you. Thank you for everything. And I just like, oh, okay. He was like, man, just come up here, see everybody real quick before you go. So.
And finding out, was Buffalo specifically, like, your reaction? Was that a good team to go to? Like,
I mean, we were 2-5, so this definitely was a winning team. So.
What was that like? I read what your comments from after Sunday's game. You were down on yourself, and you were trying to, inspire the team, to come, you're inspiring a turnaround.
Yeah.
How does it go from going from there to now being here and you're 5-3?
I mean, I was just trying to lead them boys out there. But coming here, it's a good locker room, and they got leaders. So I don't think I have to do that job here. I don't think that's my role here, but
Is it me or is he very sad that he left?
So let me get this straight. What are these two interviews concerning?
He's the latest acquisition that the Bills have got, and everybody is so excited to have him.
Okay.
And they feel that he is the missing piece they need to win the Super Bowl. He is one of the pieces they need.
I like what he said as far as he said, I'm here to make, well, in the title it says he's here to make plays. And he's not there to be a leader. He's there as a player, so he knows his place compared to what we've talked about before.
He's going to be a team
somebody being dropped from the Kansas City team.
He's going to be a team player. That's all there is to it. Yeah, I'm good with that.
It reminds me a lot of when I first came on the show, right? You feel like the outsider. No one's really welcoming you. Everything's being questioned. But the vast majority know that you should be there. And I just wanted to share that. Thank you.
And that's why he went to the Dolphins.
Okay, where you want to go now? You don't want to see the rest of that. I wanted to show that. And I know you won't be in trouble watching these things.
Okay, last week, week 8, you can see that our good friend Ted Hicks, he moved right up. CBS moving up. Tony dropped a little bit, but that you look at the first two they're tied at 11-5, but then the next 4, Tony, Brian, Michael, and myself, 10-6. So we had a good week last week. I thought I was going to do this good again because the afternoon games I sucked, and then the 4 o'clock games and going to the evening game I picked up. And Tim Fan he faltered a little bit, but the overall scores as far as that goes, we don't have Michael yet because we only have like 3 weeks worth of data, and I haven't plugged him in yet. You can see I'm still at first, which I'm still surprised.
Where you should be.
Well, it's a luck of the thing as far as that goes. CBS, they're the experts as far as this guy. Um, he had a bad week or 2 weeks ago, and then Tony faltered a little bit, but Ted's moving up the ladder. But this particular slide, and if you calculate your wins and losses also, Michael, everybody's above 500 on their picks, which I'm surprised with that. That's for me. If you're above 500, you're doing good with your picks.
But that's sad. Think about that. Like, if you're a professional, this is what we did 24/7. I want to be more accurate than 500%.
But in sports, Michael, even if you go to baseball, they want to be in baseball. It's a benchmark to where they want to be at 500 at the break of this the All-Star break, because it means the second half of the season. And I think that's what I look at in football. If a team at the halfway point is above 500, and you look at the teams that we just talked about making to the playoffs and maybe the potential Super Bowl, it's going to be teams that are above 500, unless you get the flukes like the Giants did years back.
Mm-hmm.
They were in the bottom of the basement and they ran the table. You get that every once in a great while, but just the overall numbers on what they're saying.
We haven't addressed at all the Rams on this show, and I think we should, with all the changes. And do you think this is going to lead them down to the path of something better? You know, he's going to get paid for another 4 years.
Who?
The head coach.
Yeah, he's young. He got a Super Bowl.
Can you imagine getting fired in your first year and you still get paid for 4 after that? That sounds pretty darn good.
But he's young and he's got a Super Bowl. He's going to be there. It's all set up for him to be there. Give him at least, I think he's going to get at least a decade with that franchise.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
But I think we need to get to the fantasy football side there, Tony.
We're going with you. Don't you?
Who is smug?
Stephon Diggs. Read a comment.
Oh, see? Thank you. Someone is in my territory. I just want to look at the camera for a second. Thank you. I feel alone here sometimes. Thank you.
Because you're not in control. Because you're not
He seems smug to me all the time.
You was making that point. How did he look? And did we see anything else? I think he was kind of making that point. Stephon Diggs was one of the key players on the Vikings. Then he went to the Bills. They made it to the Super Bowl. Am I correct? He has an aspect that I can't dispute. He's part of a winning team. He's part of a winning franchise. He's part of a change to get them to that point. I get where he's coming from. Yes, we need to be humbled. New players, new playmakers cut his numbers. What I would tell Stephon Diggs is, as much as it cuts your numbers, it will get you another ring, which is why everybody who's been drafted was the best in wherever they were at, and they had to be humble to be part of a team.
Mm-hmm.
Period. 1% of all players, less than 1% of all football players make it to the NFL. Yeah, you're great. Yeah, we need you. Get your ass over here and wait your motherfucking turn. Pretty much. Sort of like how they do us in the Air Force.
Can I show you a non-smug interview?
You can't help it. Go ahead. That's why I just waited. The minute I say that, he gonna have something else he wants to throw up here. Go ahead, Mike.
No. We're trying to elevate the quality of this.
My quality's fine, but go ahead.
Yeah, the quality of the broadcast is fine.
Okay. So you're saying if you have stacked successes, you don't want to stack more.
Never said that. I'm always
so you're all about limiting.
I'm not about limiting.
Okay. You're all about your receptions. Oh no,
I'm all about expansion.
Well, we know that's for sure.
I do the expanding though.
GM hat on. So Brandon Bean brought in, made a trade for a veteran cornerback. Just from your perspective, what do you think about bringing a guy with that experience in?
Yeah, I feel like it was a great move. Rasul, he's a really good corner. I think it was either last year or the year before he led the league in interceptions, or he was firing off at a very, very elite level, and to have a guy like that on our team, man, it's gonna make us way better. Losing Trey was tough, and you got Rasul to kind of fill that void. Kind of you can never fill it all the way up because Trey White is Trey White, but to have Rasul on our team is huge for us.
Vaughn, you've been able to watch the first 4 games and then obviously participate in the last 4. Through 8 games now, you had a chance to maybe self-scout a little bit with this bit of a break. Where do you view the defensive line's performance as a whole right now?
Yeah, I feel like we're good. We're good for 8 weeks, but now it's time to to tighten our game up. Take it to another level. We're good through 8 weeks, but the season's 17 weeks, so we still got a lot more to do, a lot more to go, and I'm excited for the second half of the season.
So Tony, by next year you're going to be ripped like that, buddy? Is that your goal? I know you're elevating only you. I was just assuming maybe you could get yourself in that physical shape.
I could do it. I don't know if I could maintain it.
Yeah.
I've been close to that.
I think Fireman Rich and I know the top would have to be a lot bigger.
Stop looking at me like that in the first place.
All right. Sorry. Don't objectify you.
Okay, you've had your 30 minutes.
Okay, thank you. There you go. No, but he was nice.
Von Miller been to the Super Bowl, won a Super Bowl. I think he's got 2 on his belt now, if I'm correct. Tina, how you doing? Somebody check on that. How many Super Bowls does Von Miller have? And how many has he been to? Somebody check that, please. But he spoke as a professional. He spoke as somebody who wants to get on the team. They're going to learn their way or they're not going to be here long. But he thinks it'll work. Everybody's normally positive about the players that come to their squad. They're optimistic. You just have to maintain your place in the first place. Okay, you're welcome. Now earn your spot. You know what I'm saying? And I see that more than anything. So anywho, let's go ahead and get this ball rolling. Week 9. Season 2.
Rolling.
Go ahead. 2 Super Bowls, right?
Super Bowls, yep. He's got
Buffalo and Denver, correct?
Yep. Von Miller, VON, right? Von Miller has won.
2016
twice.
with the Broncos. 2015, 2016 season with the Broncos and the Buffalo Bills, the one that they. No. What's the other one? What was the other Super Bowl victory he got?
They just said twice. I just did.
So he's been twice.
He's been twice. Well, no, he said. Let me bring it back up. Hang on.
You good?
Ron Miller's number of Super Bowls is twice.
He's been to 2 Super Bowls.
No, how many Super Bowls has Von Miller won? And it was twice. He won. He was in two winning Super Bowls.
The Broncos and who?
Let's see. What NFL teams did he play for? Was the Broncos? He plays for the Bills.
So it must have been 2 with the Broncos. I don't know.
Let's see. He received his 2nd Super Bowl ring. Denver Bronco.
So
maybe. Broncos won twice, so it was both.
Yeah, he got 2 with the Broncos. There it is.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, let's get this ball rolling. Quarterbacks, Week 9, 2023 season, of course, NFL.com. Season 2 of Bill Kids Fantasy Football League. We're going to get this thing going before Mike finds another clip.
Rolling.
Start him. Joe Burrow over the Bills. What are we going to say?
Oh, you got to play him. Play him. He's playing. Yeah, that's a
premier.
What are
premier, absolutely. Quarterback in the league.
83 yards, 3 touchdowns, at a 43 on the ground, which is a huge case that his calf is healthy. He finished with 27.62 fantasy points. That's why you start him, regardless of who he's up against.
Yep.
Those are the kind of numbers right there you want to see. No interceptions.
Yeah. That's a key in these games now.
No.
So, Tony, I have a question. In the fantasy league, if you have an interception, do you lose points?
Yes. If you own a quarterback and you throw an interception, you go -6. So that 27.62 will go down to 21.62.
Oh, so it's a huge factor. So
yes,
someone like C.J. Stroud, who's only had 1 interception all year, is a safer bet.
That's why he's having a phenomenal season as far as fantasy
football. Okay.
Yes.
Because you have to realize that the average person who's watching this, especially our audience, has no idea.
No, I do realize that, and we talked about that. I always said, they got a question like that, bring it. We can answer them. Dak Prescott as a starter quarterback against the Eagles, I would be skeptical, but I understand why. I would be skeptical.
I think he's playing well. I think he's playing well right now.
But you know what? I'm gonna go against what I just said. Even though he's got good numbers, look at who he's up against.
Yeah, but he has the same 18. Burrows had 19 projected, and Dak has 18.
Right.
So I would say start him.
Gotcha.
You know, I still consider him a premier. You know, he may have off.
I think he's great. I can't give him premier, but I think he's good. He's fine.
He has been trying to run lately, guys. Have you noticed?
I know. Exactly, Mike.
He's starting to run. Now he looks like an old man running with a golf cart, but at least he's running.
Yes. Yes. And
have you ever seen an old man run with a golf cart?
Yeah, me. Next one. CJ Stroud, here we go. Against the Bucks. I can't even debate this except for the fact of the history of the franchises. The Texans are not historically known for beating the Bucks. Somebody check me on that, please.
I think he's Rookie of the Year so far.
Absolutely.
He's had some good games here. He's definitely had some good games, and his projections for fantasy, well, it's a little bit low. It's 16, so I don't know. It's who are they playing?
The Bucks.
They're playing Bucks.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield.
Yeah,
Love him.
The Bucks defense, they probably have a good. Yeah, the defense of the Bucks is pretty good. So, I'd start him.
Ooh, wait! I got to pause for this.
Okay.
Stefan's a great player. That's not up for discussion. I want to be clear. He's a low budget TO, but just like him without a Super Bowl ring, I take. You want the Bills to win the Super Bowl? Hey, yo, Golf Hall, I ain't gonna lie. A low budget TO.
Wow.
Low budget.
Speaking of low budget, I think I hear Mike and Ike's or Red
No,
Hot
you don't.
Tamales
No,
or
you don't. No, you don't.
I hear candy. I know you, man.
No, these are wipes. No candy. I'm not going to say low budget Golf Hawk. I will give you the TO similarity, except for the low budget. Stephon Diggs was a monster with the Vikings. He was what Justin Jefferson is today. He went to Buffalo, which I thought was bananas, but it was going to help them. Him going to Buffalo took Minnesota out of a Super Bowl race, if you ask me, because he was just that good of a receiver. The numbers might not show that as a team, but him as a player, he was going to be something serious. So I would take the low. He's similar to T.O. I agree with that. The low budget part, T.O. made it to the Super Bowl. Did he make it twice? I think he went. Did he go with San Francisco?
Not sure, Tony. Not sure.
But the Bills are trying to fill some of the holes and having it where they're not, depending on three weapons.
My man Tim has made it in the building. Tim, welcome aboard, sir. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Give me 1 second. I got to look at something real quick. Okay, he only got one Super Bowl. So T only has one Super Bowl. He was in the playoffs with them 1 year. Ladies and gentlemen, This is my man Simply Tim TV. I met him on Twitter Spaces last year. He talked to Mike and requested to come on the show after watching the episode last week. I thank you, sir.
Absolutely.
Nice to meet you, Tim.
Thank you for being so brave. We appreciate your bravery.
Jesus. The way I try to run this, man, I run through the positions, look at the narrative, and then we try to kind of go for hours and let everybody judge themselves. Right now, we're on quarterbacks. Wrestling just started because Mike had a lot of input he wanted to put in to help elevate the broadcast, seeing that he saw some changes that would help advance and expand our audience, to which I'm grateful. But honestly, come say hi. Come say hi. Right now, we're on quarterbacks. They're recommending.
Hi, Jason.
Say hi. Say good morning. Huh? I know, but you up in here while I'm talking to people. You know that, right? Just okay. Go get yourself cleaned up. You're good. The co-host is in the house.
It looks like it. Tim, was there anything we said that you disagreed with, or something you wanted to chime in on, or you're just pacing yourself?
I will catch up. So I missed what you said a moment ago, so I will wait and jump in once I.
You haven't missed much.
CJ Stroud is recommended as a quarterback versus the Buccaneers in fantasy football. If you play fantasy, are you familiar with fantasy football at all?
I think I probably have been in the league for about 17 years.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So
Oh no,
he's
so then you
he's
know.
a veteran.
Yes.
Veteran.
See,
He's good.
he's like a
He's
pool
ready. He's
shark.
good and he's ready. So what do you think
Yeah,
about this
it's like
prediction?
I ain't never played this game. What are you talking about?
CJ Stroud, I think he can do well against the Buccaneers. You know, he's very poised, and I love his accuracy as well. And what I realize is that when you look at the matchups, they give you the ratings on who's a good matchup versus who isn't. It doesn't really matter in many cases because just like the movie said years ago, any given Sunday, and you never know what can happen. And I
Exactly,
believe
Chuck.
great players tend to show
Yep.
up when it's time to perform. And even though he's still a rookie, I think CJ Stroud has the goods to do some great things. So I would be comfortable with CJ Stroud playing and starting against the Buccaneers
Tim,
on
the
my team.
question came up here before. Do you think he's up on the level for rookie of the year?
It's possible. It's possible. He could be definitely in the top 5 people, top three to 5 players that could hit that list for rookie of the year.
Tim, who would your 3 be?
My 3, I will have to Puka Nakua could potentially be one. I would say that who else would I what's his name from Detroit, the defensive end. I'm drawing a blank here.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-mm. I almost said Laporta. So you said defensive end.
You said what?
I almost said Laporta until you said defensive
Oh
end.
yeah, no, yeah. What's his name?
It's okay. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. So I knew who you mean.
Hutchinson.
Hutchinson, yes.
Now, why do you like him?
Because he's very disruptive, and I think with what he's done and the life he's brought to the team, on the defensive side, and I think he just has that edge to him that a lot of people don't have. And when you think about the people that he's compared to, when they have conversations about Parsons or they talk about Crosby or some of the other players out there, he's one of the names that tends to come up.
Right.
So that's okay. So you sometimes you like disruptive, except for
Yes.
your broadcast.
Hey, and we just figure out how to manage it.
That's
But
right.
yeah,
We
in
work
that
around it.
case, in that case, disruptive is good because that's what they brought him in for, to be disruptive and have an impact on the
So
defense.
you don't like any of the other rookies on Detroit, Mr. Gibbs? Do you like him at all?
I do. I think Gibbs is good. I don't know that it would, depending on how it evolves over the rest of the season, he has potential for that. But I think he would have to gain some ground. But because he hasn't been a starter, that's been a hindrance for him in terms of rookie of the year. But after the last game he had,
that was phenomenal.
If he can continue on that pace, then the conversation would definitely change.
He got 30 touches though. That was the difference.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
That brother's gonna be fine. I'm taking CJ Stroud against the Bucks. The Bucks as a team, I was telling Mike this before. The biggest problem people have with the Bucks is Brady isn't there. They forgot who the team was before he got there. The team is fine. CJ Stroud actually can have issues, and in my opinion, the Texans don't have a big history of beating the Bucks. You got a good quarterback, you got a decent team, there's a lot of enthusiasm behind them, and the Bucks are kind of re-rallying themselves, or at least going back to an old form. But we'll see how it goes. Sam Howell, the Commanders at the Patriots. I'm gonna let y'all have this one.
Oh, listen, he has great numbers.
I heard. I saw last week.
He has great numbers. He just ends up on his ass a lot because he has. No, they do. I don't know how these guys keep getting up. They get hit and over.
He's projected for 17, so his average is
17 isn't bad. Now those are low numbers for a quarterback in fantasy football, but that isn't bad at all.
Yeah, he's up there. He's in that. I would start him.
So for those who don't understand, and this is what I was told through people through England, that we need to explain some things that you're saying.
Go, Mike, go. Yeah, do that.
Go, Michael. All the way from England, we do love you. All right. Here's the thing. If he gets sacked repeatedly, like he has been, is there a penalty in his scoring for getting sacked?
Yes. Depending on your league settings. I should have told you this earlier too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Standard on fantasy football. If a quarterback is intercepted, -6. If they get sacked, I think it's -1. It depends on how the commissioner sets it. Whatever fantasy football league you go to, NFL.com, ESPN, Yahoo, CBS Sports, whatever, the commissioner can set the points allowed or points taken away, and they're normally in the original narrative of the league settings or of how the league's going to be ran. Normally, every commissioner sends it out to all the players.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in multiple leagues, multiple platforms. I left this league standard on purpose so there won't be any confusion.
So
I could almost-
Tim,
give
of
me
what
one-
he
give me one
just said
second, Mike.
there,
Give me
do
one
you
second.
believe even half of what he said?
Give me a second, Mike.
No, is that correct though? Is that the spread
Why
usually,
are you
or,
questioning me? I
or
just told you the truth. Why am I lying to everybody all the time?
I don't know why. Listen, you just basically told us that you were Tom Brady of this team,
Okay.
and like I get it.
Here we go.
I think the scoring does matter though, because there are some players that I'll have in the primary league that I'm in that I won't pick up in others. The main league that I'm in, they give credit for return yards.
Yeah.
And a lot of leagues don't.
Yeah,
But-
every league has different setup for the
Right.
points and stuff like that. I mean, compared to I haven't played fantasy football in a long time. I understand the concept. It does change. You can have different settings and stuff. It's sort of like the difference between some of the things they do up in Canadian Football League we won't have in the NFL and vice versa and stuff. But the leagues are set up differently. I remember when this is years back, Yahoo was very basic and stuff like that.
Yes.
It's evolved. Fantasy football has evolved to where
Since
when you get national
years ago, he's
shows on ESPN and NFL channel talking about fantasy football, there's an audience for that.
Fireman Rich, here's the thing though we're not talking about. It generates millions and millions of dollars of revenue. It's about the money. Come on, let's be real.
I'm not disagreeing. No, I'm not disagreeing. There's money there, or else it wouldn't be on that ESPN. But it's evolved. I'm just stating the thing that what I've seen when I first it was like, oh, okay, it was just an office thing. Now it's, it's across the country here, and then like you said, there's people over and across the pond there that are interested. Just like we have a game going on in Berlin right now, where the current score is 21-0. And the home field, I mean, when they this game right here, it just goes to show how much football is expanding worldwide. That's good. There's our yeah.
See, this is part of the Haps family, by the way.
For those of you out there
can
watching,
see-
they'll put the league settings on the screen. Check the screen out. It will show you. Every league has these settings up there. And the
So,
commissioner can
Tony,
change it.
when are you going to be supported by one of these, gluttonate football leagues? When are they going to start paying you?
I don't know.
We need that to happen.
I haven't asked.
And then we had Taco Bell in the background earlier, and
Oh,
you
yeah.
didn't get a penny for that.
That has nothing to do with NFL. That's all Twitch.
We be
stuff.
trying. Remember we talked about stirring the pot, Tim?
Mixing apples and
Right,
oranges.
right. There we go. There we go.
All right, let me get
Got
back to
the
what I
label.
was doing. Lord have mercy. Let me get back to where I was.
So are you repping the Panthers, Tony? Is that what that's about?
No, I'm actually a Jets fan by birth, and I also follow the Cowboys and the Panthers.
Gotcha.
So I watch a couple of teams, honestly. Sam Howell over the Patriots. Yeah, y'all go ahead and go for it. Based on last week, especially. If you need a streamer, Will Levis of the Titans against Steelers. Wasn't this game the other night?
Yeah.
Well, yes, it was Thursday.
Yes,
Thursday
and
night
the,
game.
and the
It was
outcome was
a
not
good
good.
game too. It was a good game.
It was a good game. I did call
What was
the
good
Steelers.
about it?
There was no interceptions or fumbles the whole game until the last minute,
Yes.
and that's very rare in a game now.
Yes.
Do you know what I wanted? I wanted a replay of what he did before, where he had the 4 bionic throws and people went into the the end zone, and I wanted a whole bunch of people in the league to get fired because they didn't see the talent. I wanted him to score 6 touchdowns. I wanted
Mm-hmm.
him to run one in
That wasn't
and turn around, give him the finger, and go, "Yeah,
that wasn't
aren't
going
you
to happen.
glad you didn't pick me?"
I picked the Steelers. Titans actually did play a decent game. They kept it close. The game was a close game, and they almost came down to the wire for the most part. But Steelers took it. Sit them. They say sit Geno Smith against the Ravens.
No,
I kind of understand why.
Why?
I don't understand this as far
Remember
as
we talked about the Ravens defense about 2 weeks ago.
Tim, we need some logic here.
We talked about the Ravens defense about 2 weeks ago.
Listen, Tony, if he tells me this, I will believe it. If you tell me, I'll question it.
I already know. Geno Smith was a sit last week, and he only had 13.86 fantasy points. See, that's why. Those are low points for quarterback. I'll take double digits, but you want your quarterback to get at least 20. He's been held to less than 14 points in 4 straight games. Smith is on top 16 fantasy points once this year after averaging nearly 18 last season. That is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
The floor has been low and the ceiling is missing entirely for the Seattle signal caller. I hate to say it like that, especially after he just got that contract.
Yeah, he's projected to get the same amount of fantasy points, 15.
And I really want to put that on the defense because Ravens defense,
defense,
yes. Weeks ago, them boys are sit. And then you got Lamar Jackson doing his thing. So,
well, you look at who they played last week. It was Cleveland, right?
Right.
And Cleveland,
I think
Cleveland,
so.
They're tough.
Yeah, the defense is tough. It's,
all right, go ahead and take this one, Tim.
I was going to say it's one of those where, sometimes they're due for a rebound though, to kind of break the norm and what the trend has been, and this could be one of those games because the Ravens sometimes they don't always show up the way we expect them to, and if Lamar has a pretty good game, he's been playing pretty well. That may force Geno to have to perform and move the ball more to keep up with what they might put on the board from the Ravens side.
I think the Seattle Seahawks offensive line is going to have to be ready. And DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, they're going to wait for the ball. You got people to throw it to. All they got to do is give Geno some backup, and that's it. That's all I see that's a problem. Mike, your thoughts?
I'm a huge fan of Geno Smith, and I think he's a very stable, underrated quarterback. I love that Tim's a dreamer and thinks that things are going to go well, because I'm the same way. I always hope the best for people. The Ravens, if they show up against anybody, are very difficult to beat. Very difficult to beat. When they show up, I don't know if there is a team that can beat them. A lot of times they get in their own way.
Golf Hawk, I appreciate that. I knew he had a ring with somebody else. I forgot. He was on the Rams when they got this.
Yeah,
that's what it was. He was on the Rams. I forgot. Appreciate that. Yeah. Go ahead, Mike. I apologize.
I know you're not really apologizing, so that's okay.
I'm really
you just wasted a perfectly good lie on me when you could have saved that for a date. Okay. Okay. So, can I finish now?
Sound like South Park. Go ahead.
Okay. So he's 33 years old. You guys say that's not a factor. Yeah. What do you think, Tim? If you're 33 years old playing football and you have the very large men chasing you, is this a good thing? Maybe when you're not as fast as you once were?
It can be, because, when you think about the guys who have played a little longer, the Peyton Mannings, the Drew Breeses, the Bradys, their IQ was so much higher that it made it easier to still be able to maintain and play at a high level because they understood the game so much better than a lot of people around them. So I haven't quite seen that from Geno at this point, that he has that level of IQ to be able to compensate, from the perspective of age. But I think he still, from what I've seen, he still seems to move pretty well. And I think he should be okay. But it does play a factor without the IQ on that level of some of the others.
We rarely talk about IQ here. And that's probably reflective of the IQ of the room.
Good morning, Smoke. Smoke is in the house.
So you've definitely risen the IQ of the room. So thank you for being here. We appreciate you.
Are you serious?
Are you serious?
Are you serious?
Are you serious?
For this shit. Hold on.
There you go.
Next player.
Sunday Night Smoke. How you doing, brother?
Next player up. We're going to go to sit Matthew Stafford against the Packers. I wouldn't.
That's the same thing as Gino. It's like, are you serious? Sit him?
It was a sit last week. It's time to double down.
He may not even be playing. He's hurt, isn't he?
Who,
That's
Stafford?
correct.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Stanford hurt his wrist. He strained a tendon or something. He hit a helmet.
It's at the
And
bottom.
that's
Yep.
okay.
He has
Yeah.
reached 17 points in a single game. It's simply unplayable. Early on, he was at least piling up the yards. He has thrown for 230.
There it is at the end, the thumb injury.
Yep. He only has one game, multiple passing touchdowns. Down dealing with thumb injury to boot. Yeah, he's done. He's out.
Yeah. Yep.
Jordan Love. Sit Jordan Love against the. I mean, damn. First you're going to sit down Stafford, now you're going to sit down Jordan Love. Just don't play this damn game.
No quarterbacks in the game.
Right. Just don't play the damn game.
Yeah, Jordan Love though is struggling.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's game one. He's done.
He's struggling.
He's done.
Is he hurt? Is he hurt?
I'll put it to you this way. Rams defense is going to win that game. That's the whole football game. All right, we'll go next. Sit Baker Mayfield against Texans.
Whoa!
What?
What was that? Like,
What? It's the truth.
It's like you cleared the driveway and you didn't ask anybody for
They
opinion.
just told you sit the quarterback for the two teams who's playing against each other. And who's got the better defense out of the two? The Rams.
Tim, what do you think? I'm sorry he's so rude.
Rams defense is going to win that game.
Hey, Tony.
Huh?
Tim, what do you think?
I can see that if the Rams defense does well and Matthew Stafford not playing,
yes,
and not really making a big contribution from the quarterback side with the Rams, it may be a low-scoring game. So that gives the Packers an opportunity to try and protect Jordan Love and run the ball a little more, which is going to definitely minimize his ability to put up big numbers unless he does it on the ground with his legs.
Rich, what do you think, sir, before we get shoveled into another world?
Well, it's one of those things. You're talking about the experience.
Two of those little.
We got some side comment here.
She's awesome.
You finished with your okay? She's having lunch now, so that's
she's
good.
Awesome.
That's the Mrs. Timms. You can usually hear her on the background of my broadcast and stuff like that.
Got it.
But like Tim was saying, the experience and stuff like that, and the players that aren't playing anymore that Tim mentioned, they had the ultimate experience. I think some of these are. I think they're showing a new. Like I'm 65, and I could probably There's some people that are 10 years my younger. I can still outrun. So I think it's a player by player thing as far as, and plus the game, like what was mentioned, any given game you could have something up. And incidentally, Miami just scored here, so it's 21-7 on the game over in Germany. But Jordan Love, yeah, I don't know. He's been a disappointment compared to the kid we talked about from Houston. There, Aaron Rodgers. I think if he was still up there, even being injured, he'd still be a contributing factor. He's a contributing factor with the Jets. I don't understand. I can see Matthew Stafford being out because of the injury. Injuries, that's an automatic. Geno Smith, I don't know. That's a question mark. I still think he can perform. The next one, Baker Mayfield. I don't know. He didn't impress me last week as much as the rest of the team on the Bucs. And I think he's still feeling. This is his first year with the Bucs. I think next year he's going to probably be a little bit of a danger. So I agree with all the sit-ems except for Geno Smith right now.
Gotcha.
Tim, what do you think of Baker?
He's a coin flip to me. You don't necessarily know what you're going to get from him. You know, if things go one way or the other, once the game begins, he tends to follow that flow. So he's an absolute coin flip. So I really, he's a coin flip.
I like that term, coin flip. That's a good one.
Would you consider Tony to be a coin flip?
Well, since he says he's a Cowboys fan, and then he has on the Panthers jersey, that makes me wonder.
This is not a Panthers jersey.
Well, not a jersey, but it looks like a diehard Panther fan.
It does to me. It does. I can see that. Yeah, it's sharp though.
It's a Nike shirt. It's not a
I like it
jersey.
though. It's a nice shirt.
It's a Nike shirt. I bought it
Yes. So, Tony, what do you think about Baker?
The Texans have an extremely stingy secondary. They have given up a league low 5 passing touchdowns this season. He's going to have a problem against that defense. Sit him. That's your narrative. I don't even see him. He'll throw. He can run. I mean, he'll give it off to the running backs and everything, but I'm not sure with the way the Texans are playing right now. Yeah, they're right below 500, but there's a lot of enthusiasm.
Yeah, but that defense, if they get in there, they'll rattle his cage like
his cage.
was done last week.
Ladies and gentlemen, those are the quarterback recommendations for.
You didn't even ask me.
Go ahead, Mike.
Baker Mayfield is going to do well today. He's going to win by a small margin. And, you know, when Rich was talking about outrunning people, you realize that was us.
Rich was talking about doing what?
He said I can outrun a lot of people younger than me.
Rich used to run.
And then he looked right at both of us like,
I could outrun you, Mike.
Yeah.
I'm just talking to where
Rich used to run a marathon.
I have people that were 15. I'm 65, Tim, by the way. So just to let you know. And where I worked at, I know that probably maybe 3/4 of the people I worked with, they're probably anywhere from 10 to 15 years younger. You put me on a track, I'll beat them out in 1 mile. I'll beat them out in a quarter mile, as far as that fact. It's just, but so
be a marathon.
Age is, I think maybe 50 years ago, age was a factor. I don't think age is that much of a factor. Especially when you had Tom Brady. Tom Brady gives hope for all these other players. Look at Aaron Rodgers is still staying in. Right. You had Brett Favre, Eli Manning.
Peyton was trying to catch him.
It's just like there's examples throughout the sports, different sports and stuff like that. So I tend to look at, maybe it's because I am older now. I just look at that a little bit. It's not really that much of a factor if you still have the skills and you still have the go in your tank to do that.
Right. I think you have to look at the full scope too. The system, the overall environment, the coach's style, all of that plays a factor in how long someone can be productive when they're playing the game, especially as they get older. And then Tom Brady, he was pretty public about the way he took care of himself, his routine and regimens that he used. And you just see a difference in the approach to the game. The short, quick throws that he would make, everything became about timing, and they knew how to make it work no matter what was going on with the defense. And it was like watching a ballet. I don't watch ballet, but it was poetry in motion, I would say. It was poetry in motion.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
To see them audible in and out of certain calls, and no matter what the defense is doing, they have a response for it. So, and I don't know that Gino has that quite yet. I think he's been doing well, and I'm glad to see that he's having the success that he's having so far, even if it doesn't translate to fantasy the way the owners would want him to be doing. But I don't think he's there yet because he hasn't had the amount of experience yet to even think about being on that level.
I tend to disagree because he's still been in the league, even though we haven't really seen him on the radar.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was with I think he started with the Giants one time.
Mm-hmm.
He's been on a couple teams as a backup. He just hasn't had the fame as a starter, which I kind of give you where you were coming from.
Right.
But he has been on the field. I will say that. I do want to get to these other players. So that is quarterback recommendations for Week 9, 2023 season, second season of Bell Kings Fantasy Football League and of course NFL.com. I'm going to go to the running backs before Mike thinks of something else. But Mike, I love you being here.
That was well done.
I try.
That was really good.
You're trying as hard as I do. I want to give you credit.
And I loved how humble that Rich was, and that was good.
You're on a trip. Start of running backs. Yeah, we got running backs. Jonathan Taylor and Zach Moss against the Panthers. Zach Moss. Taylor ran for 95 yards.
Oh, yeah.
But was just held 10% fantasy points. Taylor rushing the Moss. Taylor went 60%. Didn't Taylor get hurt last week?
No. Not that I know of.
I don't remember him getting hurt.
No, I don't think no.
Somebody got hurt on the Colts last week. I'm trying to remember who it was.
Yeah, it wasn't him.
Okay. So both of them as running backs, I've got no debate. Zach Moss has been a beast this year.
Oh, he's fun to watch.
He is putting great numbers up in fantasy.
Yeah.
Serious double digits the past 2-3 games. I do remember. To the place on sets for
Mhm.
some season, but both players still getting significant reps for the Colts. See, both players are still getting significant reps for the Colts. You got to put both of them in your roster. Let's just be clear. How many teams do you see where both of the running backs are getting numbers?
It's rare.
But the Colts this year are exciting to watch.
Yes, they are.
I just wish they would win more. There's got to be elements to the game that I'm not understanding. Maybe
I'll
it's
be
on
honest,
the defensive side, maybe?
Offensive line issues I've been hearing on more than one NFL team. Now, here's a problem that's also been scapegoated to a lot of teams. Everybody complains about the offensive line when the other players aren't doing it right, especially the quarterback.
But they seem to have so many weapons.
The Colts do, as many as others, but
I think it's a testament when you see two of them to start them. They got
that
both
is
of them.
huge. I'm actually stunned by seeing this, and
Yeah.
that statement is big. Yes, yes, yes. Here you go. I have not. I don't remember. Both running backs on the team being recommended together. You're welcome.
Miami would be up there if A-Chain wasn't on IR.
I give you that for this season. I'll give you Green Bay's running backs over
Mhm.
the past couple seasons. But two running backs at the same time being recommended, that's pretty big about your team. And the Panthers are in shambles. I'm going to go ahead and say it. They're in shambles. Look at this. They got rid of everybody. You got a whole new team. They looking like the Jets did 2-3 seasons ago. I said it. Period. Start both of them. Josh Jacobs of the Raiders against the Giants. I got no debate against this. Go for yours, gentlemen.
Yep.
They're going against the Giants, so I would start them.
No debate. What you think, Mike? I got no debate.
No, I would start them.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. There's very few teams I wouldn't start Josh Jacobs against.
As far as the front defensive line, I'll give you that.
Right.
And he's still a monster. But mind you, he did have an injury a couple seasons ago that messed him up, and I will be careful with him as a player. I don't forget a lot of leg injuries on a lot of players because it could take him out for his whole season. I said that about Patrick Mahomes last season. I remember him hobbling and limping during
I don't know how he played.
Yeah, he was hobbling limping during the Super Bowl. I'm like, I'm not going to pick him this season because I could see him going down the same way Aaron Rodgers did, and he hasn't done it yet. I don't know what the hell they're doing with medical surgery over there.
But we talked about this yesterday, that I think he's saving himself. He does not want to be hobbling at the end. I don't think we're seeing the full craziness that he was doing before.
We're not.
If you look at tape from 2 years ago, he would put himself in harm's way all the time.
Who?
Who are we just talking about?
Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
Yes, they all
Who
did.
was hobbling?
Yeah,
he
go
was. He doesn't want to go through that again. He doesn't want to go through the painful like that is a brutal.
They've all said that, yes.
Brutal. Like the average person would not be able to be on that field.
They have all said that. I agree with that.
He is one of those guys that no matter how bad he is, he wants to be out there.
Right.
Which is not necessarily the smartest thing.
Well, they told RG3 that, and I can't debate it anymore based on what happened to him and what's happening to everybody else. Golf Hawk, I'm gonna get on you in a second.
Hi, Tina.
Tina, how you doing? Golf Hawk says, I'm a huge Cam fan. Golf Hawk, I'm not gonna lie. I remember when he was getting drafted out of college, and I said he was gonna go to Carolina. And that very first game, I will never forget. That man broke 5 records in the NFL. His very first game. 5. I knew he was going to do something. The only thing he didn't do was win the Super Bowl. He got comfortable, he got confident, and he was the best quarterback the Carolina Panthers have ever had. I don't think anybody's going to debate it. Jake Delhomme got into the Super Bowl. He had a 100% quarterback rating in the Super Bowl, but he hasn't had the redundant seasons Cam has had. And Cam took him to multiple playoffs. Their biggest competition were the Seattle Seahawks. So, yeah, I'm going to give you a little moment. But he's done now. I hate to say it. He is done now. Josh Jacobs over the Giants? No question. Joe Mixon of the Bengals against the Bills? Listen, Joe Mixon has been – I don't know if you all have caught any games or any highlights. Joe Mixon has been looking like he is who they drafted him to be.
Mm-hmm.
So he's phenomenal. He's
going up against the Bills, we're going to have to look at this a little bit more.
He's phenomenal. I saw a name up there, and it just triggered something into me, and I know it's going to piss you off that I'm jumping here, but Jimmy G, they're talking about benching him.
Jimmy G?
Yeah.
They did bench him. They benched him last week. I think
I mean for the rest of the season.
that means he's about to get traded. Who gonna take him?
I don't know.
Yeah. Do you think that's a wise decision with all the changes that have been made?
The Raiders have to adjust to a new quarterback.
A new coach too.
Devontae Adams was pissed because he wasn't getting the ball. So who they gonna blame first? Jimmy
Yeah,
G.
but he's a wiener. Come on. Do you know what he did recently?
He said wiener.
He's a wiener. You know what he did? He said, "I really miss Aaron
Because he
Rodgers.
used to get the ball with Aaron Rodgers.
I miss Aaron Rodgers." They're all a bunch of drama queens when they don't get their way.
Yeah, Mike, can you relate?
Hey, I can.
I just had to pick on him.
I walked right into that.
You did. You
Yeah.
really did.
I did.
You really
I,
did.
Layup.
I
I
did.
can't lie. I don't see
That's
any
all
reason
right.
not to start Joe Mixon other than
He looked great
I
last
don't know.
game.
Yeah, he's going to
Joe Mix is projected to get 11 points as far as for fantasy points there.
You want to smoke you bugging over. I see. I see. We got Darrell Henderson of the Rams against the Packers. I don't know what the Packers defense is doing this season. Anybody?
I just the fact is the Rams they got a decent. I would start them. Or no, they're saying sit them, right? Or is this sit 'em?
Yeah,
No,
I
this
would
is start him.
No, this is start him.
This is start him.
I wouldn't start. I wouldn't start him.
Rams running back. I would start him.
I would start him. I just don't know what the Packers defense is doing. I haven't really been up on them specifically. But the narrative will say
Green Bay only needs a good quarterback. You know that.
the Packers have allowed more than 100 rushing yards per game and 6 rushing touchdowns in 7 games of running backs. That means the defense ain't that good. Yeah, start them. Green Bay is rebuilding. Aaron Rodgers is gone. Lazard is gone. All they got are the running backs. Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon, I believe the names are.
Yeah.
Tim,
Just,
can they
just
fix that?
Watson is still there.
Give you an update.
Christian
Miami
Watson.
just scored 13-21. End of the third
Yeah,
quarter.
Christian Watson's still there. Mike, what's the score? I'm sorry.
13 to that. Miami just scored with 22 seconds left.
Who
in the
scored?
third
Who
quarter.
scored?
Miami. It's
No. But who was the person who scored?
He's checking his fantasy roster.
Number 31. Who's 31? I didn't see.
You already know.
I don't know the players. I've said that before. It's just like I just know the teams and stuff. So whoever.
Yeah, I think 31 is Mostert. Raheem Mostert.
It is very
Yeah.
good.
So it's
Yes.
21 to
Running
14
back
right
for
now.
the 49ers. Former running back for the 49ers, right here.
Yes, he is. Yep.
Good shot.
Tim, have you ever seen him in an interview?
I have not.
It's like watching you.
Oh wow. I
Oh
need to
yeah,
find one
he's
so I can learn
really
something.
articulate, polished, kind. I watched him on the Rich Isaac show, and he was
Okay.
on for about 20 minutes. He said he's faster than Tyreek, and Tyreek is only explosive. That if it's 100-meter, he's got him.
Wow.
That his little legs can't keep up with him.
Love it. Well,
All
that's
right,
that's
we deal with
interesting.
Darrell Henderson against the Packers.
Sorry,
Deeper
Tony.
option. Chuba Hubbard for the Panthers against the Colts. I like Chuba Hubbard as running back. I have checked his numbers against the competition, but I've got nothing against this. Anybody?
If I had another option, I would go with another option if I had it.
Right. If you have.
I've tried him. I've seen him in the past, had him on my watch list, and it has never panned out to where, you know what, let me pull the trigger. Well, let me hit the button.
Yeah, he'll
and
get his
add him
numbers
to my
whether his team
roster.
wins or whether his team wins or loses, he will get his numbers. I tend to agree with that.
Mm.
I tend to agree with that. Sit him. Damian Pierce of the Texans against the Bucks. Okay.
I agree.
Yep. I would go with Singletary if I had to choose one of the two.
Right. So with that, Rich, what do you think?
I'm just trying to fathom this game right now as far as that.
Do you have money on it? Do you have money on it?
No. I like it. It's a good game right now. So Miami's starting to get, like I said, they're meeting a high tiered team and they're playing a good game. especially coming back here at second half. So this is a good football game.
So they're
as far as
within
what we're
7,
talking about,
right?
Chubbs,
Is that what he said?
as far as I got sidetracked there. I was just looking at
Damian Pierce, sit him against the Bucks. I tend to agree. I tend to. I'm thinking about it, but I tend to agree. I can't even come up with a decent.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with them, but it's just the teams. I think they're pretty evenly matched as far as their defense.
I would sit him. I agree.
Yeah.
Cool.
He's getting 3 yards a carry with 12 carries. That doesn't equate too much.
That doesn't. No,
But that's the average now. You know that, right? The average back is only getting about 3.3, 3.2. There's only a handful that average over 5. There's not many. They're really shutting down the running game. It's not like when we were kids, way back in the day.
You had time. Alexander Madison, sit him against the Falcons. That's going to be a quarterback issue. Brian, you didn't set your clock back, did you?
I sent a message saying that I just woke up. I'm gonna have my cup of coffee and I'm gonna have my bowl of rice.
Oh, Brian! Good morning.
I saw you.
Morning. How's it going, gentlemen?
Good.
Fantastic.
I wouldn't sit Alexander Madison unless I realized he wasn't going to get the ball. He's still the lead back in Minnesota. He's losing his grip on that title. Cam Akers at 9 carries and 1 target last week. While Voltron touchdown, the first Vikings rushing touchdown all season. Madison has not lived up to expectations. And the one thing he had going for him in fantasy was a safe floor. He has fallen away. This is true. Akers continued to eat the workload. Madison was held to just 4.3 fantasy points in week 8. His second straight game with fewer than 7. Now with Kirk Cousins out for the year, spoiler alert, expect teams to load the box even more against the run. This offense could look really ugly, especially initially without Cousins. My thing is going to be, we got to see how that backups quarterback is going to do.
Yeah.
Nobody.
I think anybody being starting or from Minnesota, I don't think you'd want him because
nobody's
big factor.
Brian, Tim TV was a viewer, requested to come on board. Tim, Brian is the original co-host of the show when I tried to start it. So, gentlemen, that's
nice to meet you, Brian.
Gotcha. I'd have to sit him. I hate to say it, but I have to sit him. But if he breaks out, I'm going to be mad at everybody.
I was really thinking about it on Alexander Madison because on one of my ESPN leagues, like he's available, and I'm kind of thinking like, who can I drop? But then again, I have a lot of heavy hitters on my team too, so I'm at the point of damn if you do kind of moment again.
Right. I got you. Sit him. Bump it.
Can I ask Brian a question?
Go for it.
Sure.
Brian, is that a woman on your screensaver there?
This one.
Yes, she's surfer.
Yes. Is this one of the many that you're dating right now, or is this also a fantasy league?
So let me see what I got to deal with.
It's a fantasy league.
Okay.
Let's see what I got to deal with. Holy Miles Sanders of the Carolina Panthers against the Colts. I kind of put the same.
Beautiful work of art.
Miles Sanders.
Well, I like it. I'm not complaining about the art. Sorry.
Miles Sanders is a veteran running back who just never.
It looks very Miami-ish.
He does not get the ball enough, in my opinion. He does not. He's been in the league for a minute. That is a decent 2-back tandem. I actually did see that when they sent him over there. I was like, oh, Carolina's going to have 2 decent backs. They have got to get the damn ball. And I'm saying it that on purpose.
Right.
Tony, can I ask Brian one more question?
Yes.
You can't
just one more question. Brian, if you didn't know us in this room, would you think that Tony was supporting the Panthers?
That, and then also too, like the Indianapolis Colts new special edition uniforms.
Yeah.
That they wore last week.
Yeah,
baller,
I don't think the color's exact though, is it? It's not dead on. It's close enough.
It's close enough, but it's more like the new Indianapolis Colts special look.
I see what I'm up.
Oh, you're right.
And
I'd be more proud to wear that.
I see what I'm up against. The only problem Brian has with this jersey is that it doesn't have the red that he has on his hat, but the colors are similar. So he's a little.
Hey! I supported Carolina Panthers when Julius Peppers was playing. Thank you very much.
Well said. Well said. Sit Najee Harris against the Titans. I refuse. I said it last week.
No,
He had a good game.
That one's already played.
Yeah, he already had a good game.
I didn't see the game, just for the record, but I will say
he did
got a
play
touchdown in that game. And Brian actually put that in the group chat we had. He's like, Najee Harris scored a touchdown. I can see him already.
Tim, we just pretend the game never played because we are in a fantasy league here, sir.
No, but he had 13 points, almost 14 points fantasy football and stuff like that. But he only had 69 yards rushing, 1 TD, which counts, and 2.
He never gets the ball.
He played great. He actually came through, didn't he? Am I right? He did.
Got a touchdown.
No. Tony, for like all of last season and all of this season, like Tony is so loyal. He bleeds Najee Harris.
I don't bleed Najee Harris, and Tim, you're going to meet this about me. After the draft, I will pick a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
Something about a rookie will stick out, and I'm going to follow it.
Right.
Is this like a bro romance?
No.
Okay.
It's just if I was to set up a dream roster and there were no limitations, who I would have. Let me introduce 10 to my roster. This season would have been Deshaun Watson, Geno Smith, Najee Harris, Tony Pollard, CeeDee Lamb, Devontae Smith, Jaden Waller.
Wow. How dare you disrespect Jonathan Taylor?
You can have him. I just know who I want. And this isn't anything against any other players. These are just the players that I would put on my team if I was to make a team. My defense would be the Jets, and my kicker would probably be Harrison Butker. That would be my roster for this season if I had no restrictions whatsoever.
Okay.
And I will let that team run the whole season and see how I will go against everybody else. We can always make our picks and be stuck with who's left after the draft. But if I had to make my own team without having to face anybody else, those are the players I would take off the board.
Is Tony breaking up for you guys too a little bit? Am I seeing the same?
I'm hearing him.
No, I meant the picture, like all that movement of the arms.
Yeah, I think it's the background.
I think it is too.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It happens. That's fine. I'm good with that. Who else we got next? That's it. Running backs. Week 9, 2023 season, of course, NFL.com. We are now headed toward the wide receivers. Jason, say hi.
I don't want to.
You don't want to? Then why are you getting the camera?
Because I want to be next to you.
Oh.
He just wants to see what's happening. Hi, buddy.
Silver hair guy. Remember silver hair guy? No, okay.
So, Tony, why don't you tell the audience how old your oldest son is?
Why?
Why not?
Because he's 22. He doesn't want to be up here.
No, but it goes to show that someone who is so young looking can have a 22-year-old son.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Yeah, I bet. That a lot. I bet that.
Hey, Helen, how you doing?
I think our devices are the same percent.
Go ahead.
But
wow.
You got that right. You got that right. That's funny.
Yeah, he comes up here for his 30 seconds of fame and then he dips.
Yeah.
Yes, you do. Starter, Amari Cooper against the Cardinals. Any and every aspect of controversy I would have against him would be as to whether or not he is getting the ball enough. And he even said in the first
sentence. You've been saying that for weeks.
Right. Every week, fantasy managers want they should trust Amari Cooper, especially given the Cleveland quarterback situation. There you go. Well, Cooper just keeps reminding why they should. Last week was a tough matchup against Seahawks. He put up 14.9 fantasy points, which is good. That is a receiver. Let's be clear. He has top 14 fantasy points in 4 of the last 6 games, which is a good thing, which means he's trending up, in my opinion. There is a dangerously low floor that crops up every now and then, but he has been good for fantasy more often than not. I tend to agree with that, except for the time when he was with the Raiders. He didn't get the numbers we thought he was going to get after coming out of college in Alabama. Now he gets the Cardinals, who have allowed the 4th most yards and 11th most fantasy points per game for wide receivers. They also run zone coverage 78% of the time, and Cooper's by far the most productive Browns receiver against the zone. Hell, I ain't know that. He's the most productive receiver. Start him again this week. Gentlemen, your thoughts?
Yeah, I would start Cooper against anyone myself, as long as, if the quarterback is playing at least halfway decent, because I don't see anyone really just stopping him, because Cooper's good. He's a great receiver, I think.
Brian?
Yeah, I mean, if you keep it simple, short passes, a few slants here and there, and plus being the experienced veteran that he is, yeah, I started.
Have you watched any of his routes run, Tony? Have you watched him run routes?
I remember Amari Cooper when he was in college. I don't have any questions. And I'm going to
Okay.
say like that on purpose because he was a beast in Alabama.
Yeah.
He got hurt in Oakland, or when he was at Oakland, he hasn't been the same since.
Mhm.
He got to Dallas and was coming back for a second. But he's at Cleveland. He should be good. I think he's back to his old form with some age, which still isn't bad to me because he would still get the ball. He would still run. I
Mhm.
saw when he was in Dallas. It's a matter of what he's going to get done with this team.
I'm right now looking at the coaching staff, okay, for the Colts. How many coaches do you think there are? And assistant, like all combined, assistant coaches.
10.
Okay, is that your guess? Who else?
I think 12.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah. Let's see.
I would say 10. Go with that.
Yeah. I guess 10 to 12.
With assistants, over 20.
That's crazy.
That is
The actual
crazy.
retail price.
That's crazy.
That's a lot of money.
Maybe it's not. You know, maybe what they're paying one coach, because they do pay some coaches insane money. You know that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point.
Only to let them go.
I think they probably would make at least anywhere between 90 to 110,000 a year, being somewhere on the coaching staff.
Are you?
I'm
you
just
include
shocked.
analysts as well, Michael?
What's that?
Are you including analysts as well in that?
No.
No.
I'm going to show it
Scouts.
if I'm allowed to have some control. Can I just share this page, sir? Tony D, just for a moment.
What you got?
I've got the coaching staff of the Colts, so they can see.
The Colts or the Browns?
Colts.
Okay,
We were
well,
just talking about Is that okay?
go ahead.
You have to okay it here. Now just scroll, or you want me to scroll? Sorry.
You got to scroll. I'll bring it up, but you control your side. You control
Now watch
your
this, okay? Head, coordinators, assistants. Is that not insane?
You know what? Come up a little bit. Head coach, offense. Wait. Come back down. Offense, defense, special teams. Right. Executive. No, defensive, offensive. Yeah, right. Offensive, quality control. Whoa. Come back down a little bit. Strength, assistant, special. Head strength. Assistant to the head coach. Effective quality control. Director, sports. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
That's a lot, right? Am I not?
And I'm looking at this.
Reggie Wayne? Oh, shit.
Of course, that's his squad. That's his squad.
Reggie Wayne. Oh, man.
That's his squad.
Dude,
I'm not doing this with you, Golf Hawk. Now you're going too far. I want you to keep people off of your ceiling. Keep the posters off your ceiling. How about that?
I mean, look at that. I mean, yeah, like Reggie Wayne for the wide receivers, rightfully so. And then let's see, Tony Sperano Jr. He was a decent player. And let's see who we got. Richard Smith, do not know. DeAndre Smith. Wasn't he like a defensive player?
I'm not sure.
He's running backs.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to remember. Like Matt.
24 years of experience.
Matt something. I don't know him. Yeah, but man, you got Reggie Wayne for the backing up the wide receivers. Bring up the U.
Yeah.
I think Richard Smith here has had happier days. He's had 45 years of experience though. Yeah.
That's because he has not had one of your bacon cheeseburgers. Then
that's right. Yeah,
that will give him total gratitude and enlightenment.
That's going to make a lot of sense to a lot of people. Okay, thank you. We're back.
The magical power.
Thank
of
you,
bacon
thank you,
cheeseburgers.
Tony.
You're welcome. You too. He starts talking food now. I'm cutting this shit short. Josh Downs, Indianapolis. Now this is the guy that was asked about earlier about Dylan. Josh Downs,
Breakout star
at Carolina. Downs has more than 13 fantasy points in 4 straight games. That's good. Downs is averaging 16 points.
Oh, I love him.
Contest. That's real good. To put that in perspective, some other wide receivers are around 16. And Mike Evans, Brandon Ayuk, and Jordan Addison. You're starting these receivers without question. You should start Downs as well. Dylan, if you're still around, that answers your question. And I was unfamiliar with him, so I'm not going to act like I didn't know who he
But
was
Josh Allen is,
Not Josh.
Josh Downs
Yeah.
is definitely an undervalued asset. I think
I'm
if you
seeing that.
had him on another team,
Yeah.
Like with a better quarterback.
Mm-hmm. I'm seeing that because if he's doing that good, you'd have to. Let me go back to his original question. I'm
But
probably
so Josh Downs keeps producing as he is. People will be like, "Ty who?"
Are you serious?
Plus, you look at the team that he's playing against this week.
Yeah,
the Panthers,
I'm picking a fight on this one. Ty
Oh, yeah.
who?
Dylan's
He
probably
went to the Patriots, and what happened? Nothing.
nothing.
But well, I was about to say system wise, it makes a difference, but yeah. But Downs benefits from this relationship with Minshew as well. I'm not taking away from his ability.
You just said something right there. That's the whole key. You just said it right there.
Because
That
he
is
didn't get the
whole-
volume with the original quarterback that he does with Minshew.
Yeah, are you talking about Anthony Richardson?
Richardson, yes.
Yes, the beast. Yeah.
But remember, Josh Downs is under the tutelage of Reggie Wayne. Bring
Yes,
up to
he is.
you.
Yes.
It's the you, man.
And it was Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison that was running things in Indianapolis with Peyton Manning. Yes, it was.
Exactly.
This is
And think about it. If they had a wide receivers camp and you had Reggie Wayne, Marvin Harrison, Andre Johnson, Calvin Johnson as your mentors,
First of all, you're gonna be getting the ball second. Your fingers gonna be looking all crazy. Exactly.
Can you do the you thing again? I felt like I was watching Star Trek or something.
no, that's this.
Get him, Brian.
That's Star Trek.
Get him, Brian.
This is the you.
No, but if you're a nerd and you think you can sway women, you'd probably go, "You
Get
are
him,
the
Brian.
light
Get
of
him.
my life. You
Get him, Brian.
bring joy to my world."
I thought that would be like you.
Don't do the soldier boy. Garrett Wilson of the Jets. against the Chargers.
That was
I would
awful,
take-
Tony.
I
That
would
was
take Garrett
awful.
Wilson, but against the Chargers, I'm kind of skeptical. Now, I did see a review on him earlier this week on ESPN. They are giving him a lot of credit right now. The man was a beast. Started off the season outstanding. Started off very outstanding.
He's double covered though. You know that, right?
You know what's crazy? What you've been saying about the Chargers as well, Mike,
Yeah.
causes me to want to start him and take the risk. Go for yours, gentlemen.
You know, he had 100 yards last week against the Giants and 10
Yeah.
fantasy football. He's projected for what is it? Another 10? So he's
I don't. Yeah.
Tim, I'm curious to know what Tim, because I know how you guys feel about certain teams. How do you feel about the New York Jets, and also how do you feel about the Los Angeles Chargers? I'm curious.
I feel the Chargers have a good team. I think they have some injuries going on, if I'm not mistaken. But Garrett Wilson, I think he's a good play. I would be willing to start him. And I think the quarterback has become a little more comfortable and a little more confident as well. And I think that has been helpful and valuable for Wilson. But Wilson, kind of like Amari Cooper, he's just one of those guys that I believe has the ability to get open, even if he is double covered.
Agreed.
I'm pretty sure that won't just start the day that he's seeing double coverage.
Excellent answer. Excellent.
Yeah, I have him in I have Garrett Wilson in one of my leagues, but I came across the difficult choice though, because for wide receivers, it's like I have Tyreek Hill, I have Amon-Ra St. Brown, and then I have Adam Thielen. So I have Adam Thielen going against the Colts, and then I have Garrett Wilson going against the Chargers. And Adam Thielen, the veteran, I mean, he's still putting up the numbers. And it's kind of like I don't know. It's like I bench Wilson again because I'm just if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Yeah, that's the risk. But I guess Zach has a little more experience to be able to deal with some of the adversity. I think he's trying to come along, and with Bryce You know, being a rookie, he's trying to figure it out. He's had a couple decent games, but I think I don't know. I guess Thielen is like a blanket, though. He's a comfort blanket for
I think
Bryce
he's a
Young. So
distraction. He's a
yeah,
wide
that may
receiver.
give him the edge.
Team. Yes, he's a distraction for the team.
Yep.
He's keeping your eye over here while they do something over there, but it's not working. That's the thing. It's not working. Now he started getting his numbers. They got to put their focus back on him because Adam Thielen can still play.
Right.
And
Exactly.
I apologize for cutting you off, but I like what you were saying.
Mhm.
Please continue. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No. You're fine. You're fine.
All right, Mike. You good, man? You good? You good? You good? I've got no problem with. Actually, I do got a little bit of an issue or concern, but I think I'm gonna I would take the risk on starting Garrett Wilson against the Chargers. Absolutely. Zay Flowers against the Seahawks. Brian, this is all yours.
Ooh, Zay Flowers?
Yes.
We got the shredder? Man, I don't know. I mean, like, Seattle, man, that with the record like that means like their defense is pretty much like a top 10 defenses. So, but I mean, I think Lamar Jackson. I mean, because Lamar Jackson really heavily relies on Mark Andrews, but Zay Flowers is pretty much. I don't know. The relationship I see between Zay Flowers and Lamar Jackson is almost like a Brady Edelman or Brady Wes Welker type of relationship, because when you need a good quick five or whatever, boom, there's Zay Flowers. And if you need a good, same thing, you got Mark Andrews. I'll say, like, for Lamar Jackson's, it's like Mark Andrews first, then Zay Flowers second.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be like his go-to. But yeah, Zay Flowers, though, as for his size and ability and agility, yeah, I start him.
Yeah,
Tim,
he'll shred him.
I would as well. I mean, he's even against a great defense. It only takes one or two decent plays for a receiver to put up some decent numbers anyway.
Agreed.
And with Lamar Jackson at quarterback, he seems to be progressing when he gets out of the pocket. So it isn't about running as much, but when he does break the pocket, the defense has to be aware of that, and that's going to soften things up, I think, for Zay Flowers on the back end.
I got no debate against this. Rashid Rice of the Chiefs against the Dolphins. Now this was brought up to me last week, I believe, or the week before. Rich, I think you remember this one as an issue, or at least as a conversation. Would you take that one, please?
Well, he's impressing a lot of people. As far as I'm just trying to find out what he's doing in this game as far as that goes, and but he's been talked about from what I've seen on both ESPN and NFL channel there, as far as one of the premier players here on Kansas City, and he's contributing as far as that goes. As far as his bring up his projections here, as far as that goes, what we got?
Yeah, I'm checking too to see if I.
But I would start. This would be a definite start. I mean, he's been performing very well, and I think it's a no-brainer. Because what I'm seeing, I'm watching the game, but like I said, I don't key that much into the players as much as the overall team play.
Yes.
And but I know this guy has been on the board here the last couple of weeks as far as people talking. So when they're talking about you, that's good. And his overall numbers, receiving yardage, they're averaging anywhere about 55, 60 yards a game.
Mm-hmm.
From what it looks like. And he had 5 points, 6 points last week, and projected for 7. So for this game, stuff like that. So 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Kansas City has the ball. It's 21-14, Kansas City. So Miami couldn't score on this last drive.
I appreciate you keeping us updated. I know I've been kind of distracted. We're trying to run through everything, but I appreciate it. I mean, I know Dez was on here. Dez was on Heckle. I keep thinking that Dez from Hamps. I may be wrong, but
Do you have Heckle in the background?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. I thought.
Yeah, I was on there last night. Yeah, it's comes too, man. See, this is what you do when you talk to people all over the place, and they'll come aboard and join. I got her here, I got Tim here. I'm ecstatic. I was just trying to keep it.
This would be for Rice. For me, it would be a definite start and stuff like that. He just there's no question as far as even with against Miami and stuff like that. He's a premier.
Brian, I'm on your case. Oh my God, I'm so on your case. We're gonna start Rashee Rice. Tim, did I get to you on Rashee Rice?
I think for me, when I think about the Chiefs, and I see what Rashee Rice is doing, and I think he is coming along well. And by next year, I think he will absolutely be a no-brainer based on the trend that he's on right now.
Yes.
But anyone outside of Travis Kelce has always been iffy for me when it comes to the Chiefs because Mahomes distributes the ball to so many different people.
He does.
It's like that ESPN show when they say that helps no one. That little segment, you know, who is this player that just caught the touchdown that should have gone to Pacheco? You know, so that's what the Chiefs are like to me. It's a coin flip again because you never know who's going to be getting the ball any given game.
Yes. Now here's the crazy part. I agree with you when you said he spread the ball out. 100%. Kelce was a main target. Here's the thing I want to throw out there to everybody. Mecole Hardman is back with the Chiefs. He had a play last week, and I saw the team celebrate and rally around him. He had one bad catch. I think it was the Super Bowl, and then he got traded. And I think that was a heartbreaker. So I think he is happy to be back. He was brought to my attention, I think, 2 seasons ago. I was watching ESPN talk about players. And one of the guys said, "Don't sleep on Mecole Hardman." I think he went to the Jets for a minute. Did good for a couple of plays or whatever. But yes, little boy, when I finish. Okay? When I finish.
Give me the outro.
I will. I'll let you be the outro. How about that? You can do it. You'll be the outro in this week's broadcast. Brian, I think I sent your picks already, Brian. You good.
No, that's for week 10.
Oh, that's for week 10.
He's starting early. How about you go back to week 2 like he asked you 4 weeks ago?
Oh, I thought we already established that. I said all the winners from week 2, from week 6.
Yeah, that's a copy.
Yeah, I got to catch up on that, Brian. I'll give you the winners.
If you need a deeper option, Rashid Shaheed of the Saints versus the Bears. Full disclosure, I already written up Kendrick Bourne for this slot when the news broke of his ACL tear. Okay, that's fair. I'll pivot to another strong option. Shaheed has been a favorite of mine this season and a favorite of my colleague Patrick Claiborne since his burst into the scene last year. Boom or bust as they come. 4 games of more than 10 fantasy points. 3 of those he topped 18. 4 games with fewer than 8 fantasy points. He's been a safe deep threat with 9 of their 14 receptions of 20 plus. Oh, I didn't know that. Now there's a stat for your ass. Right. Shaheed has been the Saints' deep threat with 9 of their 14 receptions of 20 plus air yards. He's 368 of their 516, and all 3 of their touchdowns are deep passes. Huh. So that's boom or bust, like you said originally.
Yeah, he is.
You may want to keep him, put him on the bench and no higher than the flex. That's what it sounds like to me. In a dispute.
I start him.
You would?
I do.
Oh, you do start him.
Yeah, I do start him.
Has he been worth it? Would be my question.
Huh?
Has he been worth it? Is my question.
I would say so because in any given week, anyone can have a bad game.
Yes.
And it's expected, and you just hope you have enough players surrounding him, you know, to pick up the slack on the games that he doesn't perform the way you expect. But also in the league that I have him, they count return yards as well. So that was one of the reasons that I also picked him up because we get return yards.
Yep. You got to do that. I ain't mad at you. All right. Sit him. Receivers. Christian Watson of the Packers against the Rams.
Yes.
That's going to be because of Jordan Love. I can hear that already.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's because Christian Watson, the number 1 receiver. Am I wrong?
Oh, yeah. Definitely sit.
Yeah, he's their deep threat, but I think Romeo Doubs has been the bigger factor for the Packers here lately. But with the quarterback play, I think that makes it a little more difficult for Christian Watson to be able to perform. He was good with Aaron Rodgers because again, Rodgers brought that IQ, and he was still coming along last year, just trying to figure things out a little bit.
Yes,
but he needs a good quarterback to be able to perform, I think, for Christian Watson.
I got you. Dez, I got you over there. I'm barely on heckle my damn self. I already got you. I just pop up there when I see folks. I'm barely on heckle. Sorry, y'all. Sidebar. Josh Palmer, the Chargers against the Jets. Really? Well, let's go.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put that on the Jets defense off the rip. That Jets
yeah,
defense.
that could be the factor right there. But I don't know.
all about the Jets defense.
I would probably start him.
Yeah, but you don't want to start him against the Jets defense. Remember, the Jets have been holding people down.
Yeah,
They don't have the record, but their defense is messing people up.
The thing about the Jets, though, they got a good defense, but just like when they played the win against Kansas City, they coughed the ball up. Oh, no, that was the Broncos. I'm sorry, but the Jets. You look back at a lot of the Jets wins. It's the other team coughing the ball up. It's not just necessarily their defense, even though you can attribute to their defense because they recovered the ball.
Yes.
It's when they played against when they beat the Bills. I guess that's the game I want to go to. The Bills lost that game. It wasn't the Jets' defense. This is the Bills, so that's a big factor as far as when you say the defense. You look back at those games, it's like, the Jets, they got an okay defense, but is it as scary as say the Ravens? No.
You know what, Rich? I ain't gonna lie. I know you've been trying to keep the game on. I'm gonna tell you, not even worry about the game. Dizzy is keeping us up on this game big time. Dez, I appreciate you.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. There's 2 minutes left.
You gotta go into the background.
Keep in the comments.
She's giving us an update over there.
Like I said earlier, she's a true Kansas City fan. If she's just paying out for NFL just to watch this game, I like that.
You got guest hosts, guest updates, primary updates. I'm not mad. KJ Osborne of the Vikings against the Falcons. That's because of the Vikings quarterback issue. Somebody tell me if I'm wrong.
No, you're right on.
That's the beginning of the narrative off the rip. Best game of the season of the year last week, but there's no way I can comfortably start him this week without Kirk Cousins. That's it, if you ask me. Yeah. Jaron Hall is going to be their starting quarterback, I believe. We got to see how he's going to do.
Well, okay. Well, how about this? How about you just roll the dice? You just roll the dice, because what if the backup quarterback plays like Levis and how Levis bumped up DeAndre Hopkins, which I will openly admit this. Captain Rehab nailed it last week. He said DeAndre Hopkins will go off. And I was doubting it, and I felt such an idiot because I dropped DeAndre Hopkins because of Tannehill. And then when that happened like when he just blew up with 3 touchdowns, I just shook my head and just went, Rehab was right. I don't know how. I don't know if he paid a psychic, or I don't know if he has an insider booker. I don't know, but props to Rehab for making that call.
Rehab made the call. Yes, he did. Anybody else?
I remember that. Yeah, that was.
But I think that's where when you're a good player, or one of those great players, you make it easy for the new guy coming in, because they're able to get open. It's someone that you can trust, and they can help bail you out of a jam. So D-Hop, he's a bully on the field at receiver.
Yes, he's
with Osborne, I probably would sit Osborne even if Cousins was playing, because Hockenson and Addison probably eat up the majority of what goes on, and then you throw in the running game. That would be my take, but definitely this game. But we don't know what kind of relationship he has with the quarterback that's going to be playing today. So that could be the difference.
I would roll the dice.
Brian says roll the dice. I ain't mad at all. Gentlemen, appreciate the contributions. Who we got next? Michael Wilson of the Cardinals against the Browns. I can't debate this. I can't debate it. I can't. I mean, you know what's bothering me with this game? 2 strong defenses, in my opinion.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Call it what you want about the Cardinals, but they got a good defense.
The secondary is stingy.
With the possibility of Kyler Murray returning this week still out there, people might get excited, want to stream Wilson on some fast face. The Browns have been stingy against receivers. Brian just said that, allowing the 3rd fewest yards to receivers and just 5 receiving touchdowns this season. Brian just said that. Shout out to Brian. They use man coverage at 3rd highest rate, 45% in the league. Wilson has just 1 catch for 8 yards against man coverage this season. Granted, he scored a touchdown on the catch, but still, facts. The matchup makes this iffy regardless. Like I said, and rookie 5th round pick Clayton Tune will get the start if Murray can't go. 5th round pick rookie.
See, in that defensive front. That's a concern. You know, sometimes the defensive front makes the secondary look good too.
There you go.
Yep.
Against the Browns, I don't think I want that smoke. No. Ladies and gentlemen, those are your wide receiver picks for week 9 of 2022 season quarters NFL.com. Tight end time. Pause.
Just to give a little context on Dez's 1 minute left in the game,
Yes.
they're 4th and 10, and they just called a timeout.
Gotcha.
Miami gets the ball. 4th
Gotcha.
and 10.
We got
This is a do or die here.
We're all being professional, Tony. I don't know what you were thinking.
I said it. Start on Dalton Kincaid of the Bills against the Bengals. I really want to. I think I want to caution people more than I want to say go for it. I think I want to caution people, but I think this is going to be a good matchup. Another potential Super Bowl contention game. I still see both of these teams as Super Bowl contenders. I do.
What's your
I like
caution about Kincaid?
who he's up against.
Okay.
The big open on both sides of the ball, in my opinion. Let's be clear. And I got to go ahead and say this. If y'all remember that Super Bowl that they lost,
Kincaid, he's been
they
impressive
lost
over
that
the last
Super Bowl,
games.
but the Rams could not throw against Cincinnati Bengals defense. They had to short pass and run. Actually, they had to short pass more than anything. Please follow these heroes of fantasy. Appreciate you, Mike. Facebook is working. Might have been his. I'm not sleeping on the Bengals. I know they've been exposed, but I'm not going to give up on them because they shut the Rams down in that Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Cooper Kupp saved them, and Cooper Kupp got them that Super Bowl. The Rams couldn't run against them. They couldn't throw against them. They had to short pass. They found a gap in that defense, and that's where they made their plays. Y'all ain't got to believe me. Watch the damn Super Bowl over again. I know OBJ got it before he got hurt, but the Bengals were on it. They was on the Rams. They really was. Dalton Kincaid is a decent tight end. I know the Bills have had issues, but they're going up against that team. I like what they got. I like what they're doing. I know what their record says, but I've seen it. They got a lot of superstars on offense, and they keep showing the defense can come in every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Gentlemen, I'm sorry. That's my rant.
Yeah, I mean, Dalton Kincaid, very talented.
Tim?
Yeah, I wouldn't be afraid to start him, you know, because tight ends are tough anyway, no matter who it is. And yeah, tight ends are tough. I wouldn't be afraid of Kincaid. He has Diggs on the outside to help out a little bit. And, you know, Josh Allen, he's gotten better. He's settled down a lot more, and he's not making quite as many mistakes as he was. So he's still a gunslinger, but he's more of a controlled gunslinger than he was. And I think he'll be okay, Kincaid.
Gotcha.
Michael comes in on the chat there from Facebook. Kincaid is the top shelf.
I
would
agree.
agree.
I appreciate you, Mike. See, Mike's like me. If I can't be on camera, I could drop it on the comments. I appreciate that. Mike, I'm going to teach you. Pay attention to your comments while you're doing stuff, even though now you got your hands full. But good job, man. Good job. I get to pick on him. Holy smokes. Trey McBride of the Cardinals against the Browns. I don't know about this either.
Browns defense just comes. I don't know if I'd have somebody better, somebody else on a pick, because this is
they are very tough.
This
and
is
they're
going
at home.
to be
And they're at home.
Exactly, Brian. At home, that's going to be the Browns. Like the Seattle Seahawks, are always tough at home.
Well, you're looking at 14 targets though last week. And tight ends tend to be a security blanket as well, especially when there's a lot of pressure.
Yep.
And if they get him out on a lot of quick hitter routes, that could be the difference, especially in PPR leagues.
10 catches, 95 yards, touchdown on 14 targets. All these numbers led the team. Finished 25.5 fantasy points. He was tight end 1. This tight end you're going to want to start him until the matchup. All the significant Zach Ertz volume. Gotcha. Zach Ertz was in the Super Bowl when the Eagles won the first time. I think people forgot about it.
Mm-hmm.
He was on the team. He was on the field. I don't think he played a lot, but he was out there. He was a Super Bowl tight end. He doesn't get a whole lot of numbers, but you want him on your squad.
Golf Hall chimed in.
I see it. I'm about to throw it up right now. Right now was Dobbs. Golf Hawk, I don't know if you're talking about Dobbs or Jaron Hall. You got to let me know. But apparently Dobbs is a man. I think that was – Brian, was that you talking about him before?
Dobbs?
Joshua Dobbs, yeah, he used to be with the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to see how he does. So, with that being said, we may want to look at the recommendations against the Vikings in another light. Say he does good in that position, and the Vikings come clean
Mm-hmm.
and give folks the business, and we be wrong because all we're thinking about is Kirk Cousins. These are factors you got to pay attention to, ladies and gentlemen. Any and everybody out there,
That's
no
true.
joke, seriously.
How well does he know the system though to be able to
Yeah, everybody ain't
to
gonna walk on
plug
the
and
field
play?
like Baker Mayfield did with the Rams. I agree with you on.
Yeah.
Taysom Hill of the Saints against the Bears. You know
I
what?
start him. I'd start him.
So he was using a variety of ways with 22.46 fantasy points. That's why you start him. He plays more than one position.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
He's
a,
a,
he's a
he's a Swiss Army
multi-threat.
knife.
Can I throw a little moniker on this dude?
I mean, like.
Oh snap! Thank you, Des. I didn't even see my Twitch. I appreciate it. I didn't even see it on my Twitch. I didn't get a notification or nothing.
Actually, hang on a second.
Des, you are awesome. I appreciate it. I'm multi-streamer, so I'm not primarily on Twitch, but thank you. Honestly, thank you. I appreciate that. I think you're the first one to ever send. You might be the first one to send me. I'm not sure. I gotta check the history. I appreciate
You're moving up there if you're getting the bits.
Oh man, listen. I'm trying to catch up to you, Randy, and all you other jokers on Twitch, getting all these people up there on the regular. All we got to do is catch prime time on Thursday Night Prime. You know what I'm saying? Taysom Hill. What was that former tight end they had that left?
Jimmy Graham.
Taysom Hill is Jimmy Graham 2.0.
But more.
That's why.
I was gonna say I don't even know if we can really compare them.
Jimmy Graham was doing it, and he wanted to get that wide receiver money. They want to give it to him. Taysom Hill is playing two positions.
Oh
He's
wow!
effective in both.
Taysom is playing 4 positions. He's special teams. He's running back.
Yes.
He's wide receiver. He's tight end. Well, and he's quarterback sometimes too.
Yeah. We got
excellent
chat.
Excellent video, Brian. Excellent video.
I'm gonna get it. JC 103-875. I appreciate you. Hunt or Ford? I think he's talking about Kareem Hunt.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Kareem and Jerome.
Jerome Ford?
Right.
I don't know. Probably go with Hunt. You want to go with experience?
You know what's crazy? Hunt doesn't get the ball enough, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He hasn't gotten the ball enough since he left Kansas City.
Yeah. He's been around a while. Ford's got younger legs. I think Hunt came back because of the experience and his familiarity with the system and the team. But Ford is the one that I would go with Ford.
Run with that, Jason. I can't even give you an honest option. The man says run with Ford. I will tell you, I haven't seen Kareem Hunt get the ball enough since he left Kansas City. I have not. And I will say that to my satisfaction as somebody who expect to put him on the squad. He's not putting up the numbers he needs to be putting up. And that man, he should be top 5 running back in NFL.
I think that goes back to who Michael posed the question about age.
You also got who's coaching, who's letting him get the ball.
Exactly.
He's on his second, third team since Kansas City?
Yeah, something like that. Yep.
And
I think he's been active for a short period.
Yeah, is he breaking 1,000 yards a season? There you go. Notice, there you go. Taysom Hill against his Bears? Why not? Jake Ferguson, the Cowboys? Yes. Any questions?
Absolutely.
Any questions?
Absolutely. Jay Novacek 2.0.
Yeah.
Novacek.
Yes.
No, that's a name you haven't heard in a long time.
I know it's been a minute.
I mean, yeah, he's a tall, lanky frame, and then that first touchdown he did last week, I was like, "Yep, there you go."
Yeah.
What you think, Rich?
I'm just looking at some videos that Brian sent me about Tyson Hill, though.
It's
impressive watching these. Oh my God, I'm getting sidetracked here. Who we on?
Was a tight end against the Eagles. Agree or disagree?
Oh, like what Tim said, the freaking tight ends, they're getting a lot of, the last time I've seen so much and all the games with the tight ends is when Gronk was in with Brady and stuff. So the tight ends, They are a factor. I would start him. I think it will be a tight game. This game will be a tight game. I would start him.
You got to start Jay Ferguson against the Eagles
Yeah.
because you need everybody Dallas front and center.
Oh yeah, everybody, yeah.
You need
On both
everybody
sides,
Dallas
both teams,
front
yeah.
and center, and you need them all 100% because this game ain't gonna be.
Yeah.
No, this is good. This is a classic North
divisional championship.
Division. It's a divisional. I mean, anything in the NFL North or East is premier. You know, and all those teams except for the Giants are doing well in that division.
Yeah, this will be the first matchup of two. So, but last week though, Ferguson last week against the Rams had 4 receptions, 47 yards, 11.8 on average, 1 touchdown. He was targeted 4 times and overall fantasy points 10 when he was projected to have 4.
Gotcha. We all good. If you need a streamer, Gerald Everett down on Parham with the Chargers against the Jets.
There's another two players from the same team.
Yeah. Everett is not getting it. He's kind of like
the ball last week. He got the ball last week in one game. I did see him get a couple catches.
It was on the Thursday night. It was on that Thursday night game where he got that 1 touchdown, but that was about it.
That's it. I agree.
Yeah.
Low
volume. Between
have allowed the most touchdowns and 8th most fantasy points per game to that position to tight ends. Really, they've been allowed the most points per game as well. But a matchup against the Giants, which Darren Waller was injured, bumped him down several spots. Meanwhile, Everett scored a touchdown, top double digits each of his last 2 games before injury. He was starting to get used more in the red zone as well. That's the key. He about to retire. If they about to get the ball and get some damn touchdowns, he about to damn retire. Hall is the man. He killed at BYU with Nick Pete. Golf Hawk, you mean Hall or Hill? I'm thinking you mean Hill. Gerald, tight ends in the red zone, okay. Jets defense giving up tight ends, okay. If Everett's out again this week, you can pivot to Parham. So you want to have both of them as a tandem. So one's got to be a tight end. The other has to be your flex. You have no other positions or another options. Any questions, gentlemen?
Not for me.
No. I'm just sad to say, like, Miami's defense is so good that they held Travis Kelce. Like, I only have in one of my leagues, Travis Kelce has 1 point. And in other PPR leagues is 4.4.
Wow. Yeah,
he got shut down today.
Oh, for today, he only got 1 point?
Yes.
Yeah,
Travis,
I didn't
Travis
really
Kelce got shot.
Yeah.
It has been shut down today.
Wow.
Gotcha.
I think they were walking into the locker room last week too, weren't they?
Second game they shut him down in this season. You all do know that, right?
Yeah.
That's the second game of the season to shut down Kelce.
That's consecutive, isn't it?
I used to tell you I don't pick the best players on purpose because they find a way to get them. 2 players this season people went after, Rodgers and Kelce.
Yeah, because let's see, his worst games. Let's see, week 4 against the Jets, he had 6 points, and then last week 5 points, and now today 1 point.
He had 1 point in a game a couple weeks ago. It might have been that first one you saw him. I think he had
no. It's today. He got the 1 point today.
No, he had one a couple weeks ago. Only got one.
Last week against Denver, he only had 5.
That was
when they lost.
Denver game. That's what it was.
And then when they played against the Jets, he had 6. And then when they played against Jacksonville, he had 8.
Gotcha.
So far, his best game was against the Chargers.
Gotcha. Sit him. Cole Kemet of the Bears against the Saints. I wouldn't. Let me tell you.
No, I would not.
About 2-3 weeks ago, that man put up 27 points on I think it was my ESPN league. Cole Kemet went bananas about 2-3 weeks straight.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all might want to keep your eyes on him. I noticed him last season. You might want to keep your eyes on Cole Kemet. However you pronounce his name. Damn it, it's Kemet from now on.
Kemet. That's like an EV mux.
Cole Kemet.
Keep your eyes on Kemet. Sit him if you want to. I would start him. Tyler Higbee. Matter of fact, let me go to his narrative. He put up numbers last week with Tyson Bagnet, catching all 10 of his targets for 79 yards. He is not a must-sit by any means, but if you have another tight end, you feel good about going that direction. He has a very tough matchup against the Saints this week, as New Orleans have allowed 3rd fewest yards and 9th fewest fantasy points per game. The tight ends, the only teams to allow fewer yards, have already had their buys. Ouch. Given a tough matchup. Kemet is on bus watch this week against a smothering defense. So they expect him not to do anything. God forbid if he does, I expect a contract extension and a team to start requesting to get him for somebody else. Spoiler alert. Tyler Higbee of the Rams against the Green Bay Packers. I'd start him. I ain't gonna lie.
Did you say you would?
I would start him. Averaging 4.8 fantasy points. Cooper Kupp return, fair. 3 times in that span, he scored 4 fantasy points or fewer. There just isn't enough volume to sustain Kupp, Puka Nacua, Higbee, and Tutu Atwell. Somebody told me Puka Nacua is out today. Can somebody verify that?
I hope not, because let me
check that.
Check my roster then, confirm.
Your roster. You got 10 minutes for the game starts. Check your roster. Adding this, his quarterback is dealing with a thumb injury. There it is. I forgot about that. The Packers have been stingy against tight ends for most of the season. Things aren't looking good. Pretty much, they don't expect him to get his numbers. Fair assessment.
He was questionable, but he's the question is gone.
Got the question's gone.
Playing.
Oh Lord, they done gave him a steroid. Sorry. Luke Musgrave of the Packers against the Rams. The Rams have been struggling mightily against tight ends this season. You might see that and consider streaming Musgrave this week, but I would avoid doing so. Musgrave was limited to just 3 targets this past week, catching 2 for just 9 yards. He has reached double-digit fantasy points just once all year and 3 times scored fewer than 5. So he's not putting up numbers. I got that part. The floor is very low and the ceiling is much higher. Plus, he has flopped in good matchups before. I would avoid falling for the matchup trap. I respect that. I respect that narrative.
Yeah.
I respect that narrative.
Green Bay tight ends haven't been, the most attractive fantasy play anyway, even when Aaron Rodgers was there.
Agreed.
Nico Collins,
Steve
dude.
requesting a flex. DJ Moore, Fred,
Nico Collins.
Nico Collins, Jacoby Myers.
Nico Collins.
Jacoby Myers looked good. I think that was the Monday night game. The Raiders played Monday night, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jacoby Myers was looking all right. DJ Moore, this is a good damn question. This is a good damn question.
Who's the quarterback for the Bears now?
Bagan? No, what's his name?
Nagin.
Yeah. Nagin.
Listen.
That changes it a little bit, I think. I would probably go with Nico Collins. He's been the most consistent of all of them.
Steve, I appreciate you saying my man is still in the game. Thank you for that. We got to get back to your question. This is a damn good question. It's a flex.
I say Nico. I vote Nico Collins.
Yeah, Nico.
Somebody's telling me DJ Moore and Jacoby Myers. Nico Collins. Houston's going up against Carolina, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was last week. No, Houston's going up against
Texas is going up against Carolina this week, I think.
No, they were at Carolina last week.
Okay.
And here's the importance of a quarterback touch. And Mahomes, he completed passes to 9 different players in the game.
He spreads the ball. He spreads the ball.
Yeah.
That's
why it's hard.
Yeah, that's what my man was saying earlier. You can't really center your points on anybody but Kelsey.
Mm-hmm.
And Kelsey, he had 3 receptions for 14 yards, fewest receiving 6 yards this season. So that's
Houston's playing at Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Houston playing Tampa Bay. My apologies. Thank you. Steve, I'm gonna tell you. DJ Moore's on the Bears. The Bears
two votes for Collins.
The Bears are playing the Saints. I'll tell you what. New Orleans on our third fewest yards tight end, only few along the bunch. We'll get to the defenses in a second. Off the hand from what I'm seeing right now, I'm going to say Jacoby Myers. I'm going to say Jacoby Myers. I will. Juwan Johnson of the Saints versus the Bears. Good. I needed to see this. Johnson returned last week, but did not make much of an impact. He caught one of his 2 targets for 5. He has put up fewer than 15 yards, 3 straight games played. He is now splitting Russell Taysom Hill and has yet to score a touchdown. Yeah, you got to drop him. Now, I remember seeing his name a lot. You got to drop him.
Yeah. He came on strong at the end of last year.
Yeah.
But he kind of vanished this year, plus the injury. So, and I think if you did play them, they could coexist depending what the rest of the roster looked like. But if I had to choose one, I would go with Taysom Hill because he's multidimensional and
It's
not
just
just a tight end.
Golf Hulk, I'm going to find you, son. You keep playing. I swear.
Glick is going to be mad at you now.
For what? For what?
Because you're helping golf.
I'm not helping golf. Golf's paying attention and then going against me, but Glick was trying to work it. We in 2 leagues together, all 3 of us.
Yeah.
Off the rip, Steve, I want to go ahead and say, damn it, Brian. I want to go ahead and say, off the rip, I think I'm going to start with Myers. I don't trust who Chicago's going up against. Ford. Is Cleveland going up against Arizona? No. Nico Collins are going against Tampa. I'm not sleeping on the whole team. I'm going to take Jacoby Myers out of all of that. Steve, I appreciate you coming through. I believe it's my first time seeing you in here, so thank you for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, those are your tight end recommendations for Week 9, 2020 season close. NFL.com. We're going to narrow this down. I did kickers last. Let me get to the defenses.
I mean,
Let me get to the defenses. Last category.
All
Go ahead, Brian.
no, I was just saying, Texas gonna bounce back, but Nico Collins, he's no slouch. I'll still start him no matter what.
Yeah, and he's going up against the Bucs. I could be wrong. I just know the Bucs got a team. They had a team before Brady got there, and they're gonna have one after he gets there, after he leaves, which is where they're at right now. It's just about who's gonna be throwing the ball and how the game gets played. As naive and cliche as it sounds, it's the truth. Start them. Start the Browns defense against the Cardinals. Yep. Any questions?
Nope.
They're at home, so the defense,
Yeah.
especially for the Cleveland, they're like Seattle. They're tough at home.
Tim?
I'm just disappointment now. I was saying earlier how the matchups you can't really use the matchups when it says this is the worst rated team to put this player up against.
Right.
I switched out my Chiefs and I put the Raiders in because they're playing the Giants today. And Miami's been pretty explosive. And the Chiefs put up 17.5 points in this league.
Yep.
And I have them on the bench. So
you're mad.
with that said, I would play the Browns though.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, wait a minute. This game is this game in Cleveland or in Arizona?
Arizona.
In Arizona, right?
Like Arizona, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the other way around. Okay,
like
my
Arizona.
mistake.
Falcons.
I'd still start the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I'd start this Falcons defense against the Vikings very easily. We just talked about the quarterbacks more than once. Maybe had to look at a new aspect. Yeah, I think the Falcons are going to be good against the Vikings in this game. Gentlemen?
I think so.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Yeah.
The defense has been
Falcons.
pretty decent anyway. Just overall, I think.
Yeah.
Hopefully Bijan Robinson can run it.
Mind you, both teams are 4-4. This will be a good matchup.
Yeah.
Both teams sitting at 500. This will be a good matchup.
Yep.
The Raiders and the Giants, I ain't got no questions on that. The Raiders, you start the Raiders against the Giants. Give me a break.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Giants, they're just dismal. They're very dismal.
Here's what's crazy: the Giants can win that game.
Not after last week where they
Raiders.
All they needed was a typical field goal. They couldn't even get it after they missed one
feel
before.
I feel you on that. That's what
No faith in the Giants, I guess, for the rest of the season.
Right. We're just gonna see how it goes.
And Tim, I'm a Giants fan too.
Oh, are you? Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I saw you cheering anytime they mentioned the Rams a while ago, so I thought maybe you were a Rams fan.
No, I was watching the Kansas City Chiefs there. They were they were winning there, and when they took the ball over, I was ecstatic of that. I like the Kansas City Chiefs; they're a good team, and I'm swinging for the Bills. I like the I'm here in New York, so I like the New York teams, but the Giants are just they're the joke of the state, basically.
Pretty much. Saints defense against the Bears, yes.
Yep.
Yes. There's no question, gentlemen. Any debate?
None from me.
Brian, stop pulling up clips and answer the question.
I'm not playing anything. That's right. No, I'll start the Saints.
Rich, you good with that?
Yep, I'm nodding my head. Yeah, I'm good with that. The Bears, the Saints, I think they're still strong defensive wise and stuff.
Sit them. Sit the Bills defense against the
Bills defense.
I would not sit the Bills defense. JoJo was good.
Look at that. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. Look at that. You got the sit them. You sit either defense.
Either defense, yeah. So it's a cancels out there.
There ain't no way in the hell I would sit out the defense.
We've had that before. We've had that before with both teams being canceled out.
I can't. I wouldn't out the defense. I wouldn't sit neither one of them down. But they're basing the numbers off of it. I got you. A low scoring game is what it's telling you. Pay attention.
Very much.
Sometimes this means this is going to be a low-scoring game, so you will not be gaining any points, even though you may enjoy the game. Your fantasy squad will not be gaining any
Well,
points.
no. You
No,
know who's
it's high
going to
scoring.
be getting the point? You know who's going to be getting the points? The kickers.
Yes.
Those are the only ones probably going to be scoring.
Now, here's what's crazy. Well, yeah, because not even necessarily field goals, but just off of conversions. I agree with that.
I think this suggests a high scoring game because typically in a low scoring game you want the defense on the field, but
you can say that, but on a high scoring game that means interceptions and pick sixes. How much?
Not necessarily. Not when you think about the quarterbacks and receivers. Allen and Diggs putting up numbers, Burrow and Chase putting up numbers. That's touchdowns instead of pick sixes.
But to me, if you get a high scoring game, that means they made it to the end zone. I could see both teams stopping each other from even reaching that side of the field goal range. This is where Brian comes in with the kickers. I agree with that. I barely see red zones on either side, and this one's going to be wild. That's going to be a wild game. The Chiefs and the Dolphins.
I really don't think. I don't know. I don't think I could sit both of them now. And they said sit Kansas. No, that was totally wrong in this game I just watched.
Exactly.
Oh my God! The defense kept him in the game against Miami.
I have a feeling that like this will be like the Chiefs and the Dolphins. It might be like AFC championship.
There you go. You good? Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, JoJo
Seattle Seahawks against the Ravens.
I got
Mr. B is coming in with Saints all day, and then Mix and Higgins are key for Cincy. Mr. B, how you doing, JoJo?
Absolutely key for Cincy. I 100% agree. Seahawks and the Ravens. Let's look at something real quick here. Seahawks defense has come to life in recent weeks, making fans flashback. Still, the Seattle D has topped double-digit points in fantasy only once, plus the Hawks now draw Lamar Jackson. Man, listen, let me tell you something. If you got a defense going against the Ravens, you might want to put them up. They just might catch you, even though he's going to shred you and put your points in the negative. Plus, he's not going to throw the ball enough, so I see why they say sit him. Short pass, runs, all that good stuff. If he throws the ball, he finds a gap, it's going to be a problem. So I'm just telling you, you might want to put it up there. What do y'all think?
Hey, Tony.
Yes.
How you doing? Is Tim behaving, or is it good? Because you guys look so professional. I was watching you on my TV for a moment while I was getting my dog ready.
Mm-hmm.
You look like heroes. You know what I mean? Nobody had pornographic things of women on surfboards or anything. It was great. I
Tim,
loved it.
all you had to do was answer the question. That's all you had to do. I think I would start Seattle defense. What do you think?
I would too. I would set him. I would say against Baltimore, they both Seattle and Baltimore have good defenses. So either one of them I would say start. But they're saying sit in them.
Yeah, they're saying sit them.
They're saying sit them. I wouldn't sit Seattle.
See, Baltimore, they've gotten to a point where they've been putting up some field goals, which would bode well for Seahawks defense because getting a lot of yards is great, but that doesn't put points on the board. And if you hold people to field goals, that's good for the defense.
That's true. Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
But how many games have been lost, right? Let's be real, from missed field goals?
The Giants.
Right? Like, and who would ever vote for a team that can't even pick a kicker the picker? It seems like it rhymes. You can't even pick a picker that was a kicker.
Let me put the game on.
Hey, you know what? And it's funny you mentioned that. I remember yesterday watching, what game was it? There was a game I was watching, and apparently there was a new kicker for the team, and the commentator decided to refer to him as, this is the new thicker kicker.
Wow.
So he just continued to call him the thicker kicker all game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mr. B is here. Why isn't Mr. B up in the room?
Because people are busy on Sunday mornings. They go to church.
So this is our church. Is this what you're saying? We're worshiping. Is that what you're saying? I shouldn't say that because I know Tim is religious, right, Tim?
I'll be trying. Ladies and gentlemen, those are your defense recommendations for Week 9, 2020 season. Of course, NFL.com. I would go to kickers, but I want to cut that short because normally with your kickers, you put the kicker with the defense that you run with, in all honesty. You also put your kicker with the highest scoring defenses in fantasy football league. Those are the recommendations.
Okay.
Those are the suggestions. As we summarize, let's go around the table. Rich, anything you want to throw out there?
No, just a good panel here as far as that. Tim, great insight on the football. You know your football, my man. You know your football, and like I said, it's as far as just the insight that we have overall as far as the panel and stuff like that. So, and
Gotcha.
Michael making it back too.
Of course, Brian. Anything you want to throw out there for the week?
It's gonna be good physical games, a lot of close ones, but man, I just want to win my fantasy matchups. Because already, like last week, out of 3 of my leagues, it was I had them, but they got by. Just keep by. I had them, but
Oh man,
well.
sounds
Tim?
like a tough season going on over there.
Tim, any final words? First broadcast. Thank you for joining us. Go for yours, man.
Absolutely. I appreciate being here. Absolutely enjoyed it. It's a pleasure meeting everyone and getting to hear your thoughts and insights about the game and the games this week. So I look forward to being able to join again. I've enjoyed it.
The door is going to be open. You are more than welcome. I thank you. Honestly,
Absolutely.
seriously. Michael, for the love of God.
I love the
Go
velvety.
go ahead and clear your mind.
I love the velvety pipes of Tim. And I love the one comment, eye candy. And I know that wasn't for us. So thank you to our new member. That was good. We are all about the eye candy here. This is what we do. This is the only reason we invited you up, Tim. It wasn't your skills. Actually, what I want to bring up is tell them about your show that you do on Twitter and how you help people, if that's okay with Tony.
Yes, go for it.
Please.
Sure. Well, I host a space on Twitter, now known as X, each week on Saturdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And it's called Confident Speaking. And what I do with that space is help people become more confident and effective communicators. The goal is an environment where people have the opportunity to practice their communication skills. We have various topics that we discuss in the beginning of the space, but then toward the end of the space, we always do challenges so that people get an opportunity to not only learn to express their thoughts and perspectives, but also learn to think on their feet. So a few of the things that we really focus on with the space is helping people understand how to utilize the 4 Ps of speaking: their pitch, their pace, the power, and the pauses within their voice, and also to learn to develop their ability to become more concise when they speak. And when you speak to people, it's easy to have a lot to say, and sometimes people don't know when to stop. So we develop the ability to be concise because that's important. You may not always have a lot of time to say everything you want to say. And we help them learn to get comfortable being uncomfortable, which is part of the reason we do the challenges. We'll give them random topics or ask them a random question that they have no time to prepare for, and they have 60 seconds to give a response. And then various people will give feedback based on what they did. But at the end of the day, the goal is about getting better, just making incremental progress, because we don't focus on perfection, we focus on progress. And whatever it takes for them to do something that allows them to take a step forward to get a little bit better, that's what we encourage. And we're there to cheer them on every step of the way. And we do that each week. And Michael has participated in that for quite some time. And he comes in and, some days it's Michael, the cheerleader. Some days it's Michael, let me see how I can twist you up a little bit. But it's always fun when Michael shows up.
That's good.
I think you're painting me ugly, but that's okay.
No, it's fun. That's why I wrapped it up with he's fun. It's fun. I love it when he shows up.
I won't go there. Okay, so I'm glad you're here, and this is what I'm hoping will be the next step for you, is that you'll be able to get some of those people. I'm already thinking in my head certain individuals that will go and that will be open to it. And if they don't want to have their camera up, they can have their picture up.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But you and I love body language,
Yes, of course.
right? Body language is the best.
Right.
Yes.
So if you can't read the person's body language, you're only getting half of it,
Mhm.
right? Like I
Right.
would not know how twisted Brian was by just a picture of him and some surfing girl. Me seeing the way he reacts while that's behind him and the pride and the joy emanating from his soul, I know then on a deeper level who he is.
I can't swim in shit this thick. I really can't.
Brian, when you coming on our show?
Yeah, we gotta go on.
You're
emails.
evading me like the plague, man.
Mike, I can barely get Brian to make this one. Good luck.
Brian,
No,
come
I mean,
on.
no,
I
I mean,
thought
like-
we came a long way, man.
I know.
All that therapy we had together.
Yeah. No, it's been a busy week. I mean, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's been busy because like for my job, like I've been barbecuing all day for my job.
I'm telling you, it would benefit you if you went to Tim's show. No joke. You would like it. He is a multifaceted guy. There's many different hats. Now, if he's around women, totally different dude. Totally different. He's sensitive and giving. He was on, what was that lady's name again?
Donika?
Carla? No. He was on a show the other day and he was wooing them with the women, and that's who he is. And I like that side of him. He has a lot of women in his show, by the way. Tim, I would say mostly women, right?
There's quite a few that come. There's
From
quite a
all
few.
over the world.
That's one thing I've noticed about Twitter Spaces. There are a lot of females, women in the spaces and stuff, as far as that goes, compared to the guys and stuff like that.
It depends on what the conversation is about.
True.
That makes a difference.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of them where it's
a lot of those conferences do have a lot of women, but it does depend on specific ones. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I find if it's about the heirs of men, it's a very packed room.
Right. That would draw a lot of women.
You know, failed relationships, divorce. They'll chew on that for days. I've been in those rooms.
Yeah, you haven't been back since that one time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we're not going there. Wait, see,
you just keep bringing it up. You just keep.
I didn't bring nothing up. Mr. Mudslinger over there.
When
All
you
right.
pause with that look, that means you remember.
That's right. Poor Tim doesn't know all the backstory. Fireman Rich knows a bit, and Brian just knows better to Michael's nuts.
Ladies and gentlemen, Fireman Rich.
I picked my
coffee on
spots.
Twitch. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, about 5:30 a.m., 6 a.m. One of those times he's up there. Check him out. Michael
This
Bathurst
is
is over
211. This is 111.
I know, because I didn't fix the daylight savings time.
I love this. The random arm.
He just comes out of everywhere. Michael Bathurst, you'll find him everywhere. Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. He's all over the place like me. Brian, you catch him on Snapchat. Brian T.S. Cattle, I believe it is.
I changed it to Amerasian Juggernaut.
Tim, plug your show, please.
Hey, I gotta keep it fresh, bro.
Yeah, confident speaking on Twitter. I'm simply Tim TV on social media.
Just follow it, Tim. Just follow it, Tim.
So I want to get a commitment from the guys in the room here before we go. So if this nice gentleman here, simply Tim TV here, decides to have a visual presentation of his show, I would love for all you guys to just come, even if you're in the comments, to support this man's work, because honestly, he's helping people.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's what
he's helping people all over the world. And you know, Tony and I, in our own way, I feel like help people. I know this room here is a band of misfits at times, but we have a wonderful time.
No, that's back on Haps, Michael. We're not misfits now.
No, what are we now?
We're a good bunch of guys.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Right now, Golf Hawk is choosing violence.
Oh yeah, he's on your case, gentlemen. Thank all of you for being here.
He barely got by me, man.
You see my link tree
Don't
down
talk
there.
to me. I'm
Follow
out.
me on all my networks.
Brian, I have one question for Brian though before he
Holy
goes.
shit! What else?
Brian, no, Brian, Brian, are
Damn.
you still doing play-by-play of the Slap Olympics?
Whenever it's advertised.
Okay, you have to explain that to those who don't know.
The Slap Fight League, yeah. So it is sponsored by the UFC. It originated in Europe. It's big in Europe, and then it's popular here. And a lot of people are. It's gaining momentum. More people are watching. More people are invested in it now, and it's gonna explode. It's gonna get bigger and bigger, and it's very interesting. Something different, something new, something fresh. So
help me, who
neurosurgeons
sponsors
can
that
also-
though? Who
the
sponsors
UFC.
that?
UFC.
No, I mean like, is it Advil? Like who?
This was an Advil.
Yeah, is for pain relief.
You
I
got
would
9
never
more
do
seconds.
that.
I'm gonna cut you off because you're doing this on purpose. Now you know I've been giving you leeway for the past hour and a half. Right? You know that, right? You know that, right?
I'll be quiet. Thank you,
You know.
everybody. This was awesome. I appreciate
Ladies
it.
and gentlemen,
And I was
wait.
gone most of it.
Wait.
Go ahead, Jason.
You're welcome for the W, Golf Hawk. You're welcome.
You got to play it on YouTube. You can sing the song. Go ahead and sing the song.
No.
You want the song up there first?
Yes.
Okay, hold on.
I don't want to sing this song.
I had him.
Are we gonna sing? Okay, and then we're gonna go.
Who wants to sing the song? Pull it up on here.
Okay.
What's the song?
Wait,
you wanna
no,
sing?
I don't want to sing it. It's a surprise for you.
This was a surprise for me
Mhm.
on my computer.
Yes.
Okay. Don't make this up, ladies and gentlemen.
You can't look.
Okay, I won't look. Go ahead. Don't drop my. It's plugged up. Stop. It's plugged up.
Jason's taking control.
Between him and Bathurst, I lost this whole damn show.
Okay. This is the song.
They may not be able to hear it.
I want to.
I know. You got to take the mute off. Wait. Let me help you. Holy smokes. Y'all hold on. Special Sun edition. You want me to show it on the screen too?
Yes.
Okay, I'll show it on the screen. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm going to let it play for them, all right?
Okay.
Go.
Kyler, what's wrong?
A big monster's chasing me!
Oh, Kyler, promise me you'll never grow up.
But Mommy, I want to grow up!
There's nothing wrong with growing up, as long as you keep using your imagination and never give up on your dreams. Oh, all right, kids, tell them.
No, we'll never grow up.
This is the song?
I'm never gonna let life pass me by.
That's not the song?
No.
But you picked it.
I know. What wrong? What wrong?
I don't know.
He's Michael Bathurst in training. It's not good.
Tell me if you want.
I'm not hating on you. How am I going to hate on you?
Everybody's here. Jack. Jack.
Can you let me do this, please, and stop touching stuff? There we go. Okay, good. Here you go.
Z. Kate. Remember, prime numbers only have two factors. One and itself. Composite numbers. We got a test tomorrow, so let's review.
You're right.
What these kids how to step it, bro?
Jumped right out of bed in the morning. Ate my breakfast, time to get going. Grab my sis and bro to get rolling. Come on, join the fun squad. Time to rev life up the gear. Busting back, look, we have no fear. Ain't no couch potato around here. Come on, join the fun squad. Come on, everybody, join the fun. Live life out loud, above the crowd. You can choose to be happy. Come join the fun squad. Out loud, above the crowd. You can choose to be happy. Come join the fun squad. Fun, fun, fun. Oh yeah, fun, fun, fun. Let's go. Fun, fun, fun. Hey you, come join the fun squad.
I remember.
Never grow up. Time to pull a prank on my twin. Oh yeah, dance in the rain. You can join the fun squad.
The best things in life are free.
Now I'm gonna pause it for a second. This is what y'all don't know. I was driving down the street one day. He was watching this video, and we were both singing this song together. He just wanted to contribute that. So for anybody who think it's crazy, I want to apologize. But since my son wants to see it, anybody who's got a problem, I don't care.
The fun squad. I like that.
Listen, I was in the car with him. I said, "Play it back." We was in the car. You can choose to be happy, yeah. Good. So I was tripping out with that. Chill. I'm going to get to you in a second. Let me bring that down. Thank you, Jason. Tell everybody hi.
No.
I love the message. I love the message.
I thought
God, yeah, the fun squad. That's what we had here, right? The
You
fun
got to be
squad.
aware of what they're paying attention to. A lot of times using my iPad, I'm always trying to keep an ear open to see what they're listening to and everything, and I get a kick out of it. And that one,
Tony, we got another. You got another 100
yeah, I want to
messages.
get to him. I'm going to get to him.
Yay! Well done. Well
He said,
done,
"My
buddy.
sons, I appreciate you. Rate your dynasty trade, PPR trade, Eckler and Osborne for mid."
We're not doing this?
Um,
What does that mean?
no, nothing.
No.
Trade Eckler and Osborne for a mid late 2024, one mid 2025, and Judy. For what team? For your squad? You must be playing a dynasty league. Yeah, that is
It's
a dynasty.
a dynasty trade.
I'm in a dynasty league. Okay. I wouldn't trade.
No, do not trade. No. Why
Yeah,
Jerry Judy?
I'm not.
No, do not trade Eckler.
He said my son's a G. My bad. You good, Shell. I appreciate you at least understanding. Thank you for that, honestly, because some people want to come up here and act up. I'm glad you did. I would not trade Eckler. You know what?
Jerry Judy is just the guy.
A late 2024 and mid 2025, I'd have to trade Eckler for early 2024 off the rip. An early running back pick. Dynasty sleeper. Dynasty on fantasy football, y'all. For those of you who don't know, Dynasty fantasy football, you build a team and you run it for 5 years, like the league managers do. So you're doing it like you do in the NFL. You got people and you can make swaps amongst each other, and then you can also pick up during the draft every year. It's bananas. You have Jerry Jones headaches with this mess.
Yeah.
Seriously. So if I'm going to get rid of Eckler, I need an early pick. Because any late round pick, you won't even get your money back. And Eckler's pretty much one of the premier running backs in the NFL. Top 10 at least.
Yep.
This is so much like Tim's shows. He tries to leave and everybody comes in.
Yes, they do.
Isn't that right, man?
That's it.
Like every time he tries to leave at the end, he'll be going, I'll be leaving in about 15 minutes.
Okay,
45 minutes later, I'll be leaving in 15
Guys,
minutes.
4 or 5. He wants to give a 2024 pick. I tell you what, you can go for it. You can go for it. We don't know what next season's running backs are looking like. I don't hate Judy. Judy's not getting his numbers. He is not getting his numbers, and he's at Denver. Until he goes somewhere else where he's going to be a superstar,
Yeah.
Judy's not getting his numbers.
Unless he gets a better quarterback.
And I put it to this way: people are running with Judy the same way I run with Najee Harris. We just waiting.
Yeah, he's a victim of circumstance and situation.
Sutton gets traded out.
But that could change though once Sean Payton gets a little more comfortable with the team and they figure things out, which it seems like they may be at this point.
Denver screwed. As long as they're in the same division with Kansas City, they screwed.
But they beat them though last week.
I know. Patrick Mahomes is sick, and they couldn't breathe him.
That's no excuse.
Okay.
I'm rebuilding.
Yeah,
But I do commend Mahomes for still
you
riding
good,
the
Chill. I
wave.
appreciate you, man. But honestly, I wouldn't. I don't even know if I would do that trade.
What does a G mean?
Huh?
What does a G mean?
It's a good thing. That's why I tell you stay over there so you don't read this craziness. I can't touch you grown folks' conversations. He said,
Batman.
So for you, it means a great guy.
Yeah, Judy's good. I don't know if I would do that. I would wait a couple of weeks before I accepted that trade. Right now, you can't do that. Right now, I don't even suggest it. A mid 2024 and a 2025, first round 2025. Yeah, you can rebuild later on, but what you got now? You still paying your fees every year. Do something now for Eckler.
So, Tim, did you ever play football in college?
I did not. I played a year with a minor league team, but not for the school.
Yeah. Because you can tell you have a love for the game as you're talking about it, like somebody who played.
I definitely enjoy it.
All of us Americans up here love the game.
Yeah. So are we going to wind this up, big guy?
Yeah, I'm about to go.
He's obsessed with it.
Go
Yes.
get yourself ready for the shower. Ladies and gentlemen, appreciate everybody for coming through. Cheryl, thank you for sticking around. Yes, a G is always a comment. I know it is. Helen, thank you for sliding through. You can say what you said. I'll get on you later. Jojo, thank you for coming through. Golfo, thank you for coming through. Mr. Ashuk Steve, appreciate you coming through. Jason 103875, appreciate you coming through. Desi, appreciate you coming through. I don't want to miss anybody. I want to include everybody in the chat.
You call my name.
Yeah, I did.
Did you think Helen?
I did. I said Helen.
Okay.
Smoke, appreciate you coming through. Tina DeRosa, thank you for coming through. Rehab, thank you for coming through.
Invisibility cloak.
Do you?
Yes.
Then how come they still see you? It didn't work for what you call it either.
No, they
Drax,
can't.
Dylan, thank you for coming through.
They can't see you.
Yeah, I can't see you.
No, they can't.
Oh, I can't see you on the screen. That's pretty good. I gotta learn how to do that one day. Daddy duties never die. Ladies and gentlemen, you all see me next week. Week 10. Fantasy football, Bell Kings Fantasy Football League. Thank each and every last one of you all for coming through. Honestly, forgive all the craziness, mishaps, and any type of distractions, the extra conversation that may have thrown you off. You should have caught the notes. It's just a narrative. Realize the summarization, and we ought to be on the same wavelength and we try to fix things and help each other out regardless. All right? Check you all next week, 2 hours and 41 minutes. I blame Bathurst. Holler at y'all later. Peace.